Well, hey there, Metal-O-Maniacs. As you can see, one of our most favorite things to do around here is to invite badass people in to talk about badass topics. And we've done so again. What's up, you guys? How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Great.
We are thrilled to be joined by you two, really. Truly, we're super happy to be talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We're so glad to be here.
This is your, third or fourth time on the show? We talk all the time, so.
Yeah.
Our Metal-O-Maniacs probably know you already, but just in case they don't, introduce yourselves, you guys.
I am Megan.
And I'm Corey, and I play guitar in Casket Robbery.
And I'm the vocalist of Casket Robbery.
And we're fans of Casket Robbery.
Yay!
Nice.
And fans of you guys, man, which is a big reason why, of course, we invited you in tonight to have a conversation on things that we're all fans of. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Scary movies.
scary movies. It's scary movie night here at Metal-O-Mania meets Casket Robbery, which is, I've been looking forward to this. Well, a little bit of background, if I can, before we get into it. We were supposed to do this way back in the spring, and literally the night that we were supposed to do it, my fucking jawbone fell apart.
Yeah.
When a man's jawbone drops off, it's time to reassess the situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that was scary, dude.
Crazy. I ended up in the emergency room. I had to have surgery on my stupid face and all kinds of crazy shit.
Pretty crazy.
So,
Yeah.
And then I think that was even before you actually broke it.
right. And then I broke it
And
again
then you
after
broke
that.
it.
Right.
So-
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God.
Wow. I didn't know that, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
during my recovery, I bit something and broke my jaw again. So
Yeah.
that was fun.
Oh, Jesus.
Ouch.
So all of that to say, it's been a long road back to finally pulling this event off, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad we are. So that's cool.
You had your own little horror story.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's my own body horror story, a little Cronenberg for you.
But that is present day, and we are only doing what 1995 and before.
Right, and I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Before we do get to our list, it is 1995 or before was what we decided to do our horror list tonight. Our
95.
countdown of the greatest horror movies pre-1995.
Yeah. What was that about? You just
I believe that was me
threw
and
a
you guys
dart
did.
and
Yeah.
like hit it, 1995 on,
Yeah,
on
right.
a wall or something. How did you pick that day?
I'm not
that,
sure.
that year.
How did
I
we
don't even
determine it?
remember why we decided that.
Yeah.
I remember we decided it,
Right.
but
I
I
don't know.
don't remember why.
I've had this on my calendar for months.
Really? So no other reason.
I'm going to do like I do in most cases and blame bong hits on my case. And then we'll go with that.
You ever seen
Metal-O-Mania.
on weed? That's the way to see it, man. It's just whack.
But that is what we're doing tonight. We're going to count down our favorite horror movies that are pre-1995. Maybe we'll come back in the future and do
That's why
post-1995.
you did it.
There
So
you go.
had
That
it.
gives us
Yeah.
Yeah.
wiggle room.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And if anybody knows anything about me, I like a little bit of wiggle room.
We should find him a little wiggle room, don't you think?
So there you go. So, but I thought it'd be cool to get a metal couple and another metal couple to talk horror movies tonight, man. So yeah, I really
Yeah.
appreciate you guys joining us for this.
It was
Thank
dope.
you.
Well, and what we decided to do was our top 10
Okay.
plus an honorable mention. So
yeah.
in technically our top 11, I guess. But our top 11 basically pre-1990, yeah, one for every inch. Anyway, but our pre-1995 horror movies. So we pulled names out of a hat and we decided we would go. What do we got here? We got Corey, Skully, Megan, and then myself. If that's cool. So Casket Robbery and Metal-O-Mania provide and give to you our list of the greatest horror movies pre-1995. Dun dun dun.
The time has come.
There we go. Awesome.
All right. You want to throw out just an honorable mention to warm us up then? Is that how we're doing this?
Yeah, let's do our honorable
Did I
mentions.
make a note of what my honorable
I got
mention
you. I
was?
got you covered, baby.
Okay. All right.
I got you covered in mail. There we go.
Don't worry.
I got
Taken
it.
care of.
I'm a note-taking type of dude. You should see my office. Everything's covered in Post-its. You know, when we have sex. Anyway, so but let's start with Corey's honorable mention movie, which is a great one, and this is actually a topic we will get to again later in the show. A little precursor there, if you will. But Evil Dead #2, man, great choice.
There's something out there. It lives out in those woods. In the dark. Something. 'Cause. 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 son of a... Swallow this.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a favorite. Just I liked when Evil Dead they started putting that comedy aspect into the movies.
Groovy.
Oh man,
And
so good.
obviously the gore or the over the top blood. just great stuff.
Well, I see a theme in you, brother. I see some of you got a couple that touch on some of that comedy meets over the top gore type of a thing. That seems to be a little bit of a pattern for you, brother. I'm knowing you a little bit better from your list, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I like the cheesy stuff a little bit more.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's fun.
Yeah. Cheese is good.
Yeah.
It's so good and cheesy.
No matter how you do it, cheese is good. Yeah. Well, and of course, iconic role, Ash, Bruce Campbell, one of my favorites.
Yep.
Yeah, he's so great, man. A friend of mine once made me so jealous. He was chauffeuring for the Horror Con, and he was taking celebrities back and forth to the airport to the Horror Con, and he looks in his back seat for one of them, and it's Bruce Campbell sitting in his car, man. That was pretty cool.
Nice. We went to a Horror Con and got a picture with Bruce.
Yeah.
And that was rad.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
We got it framed in our living room.
Yeah, we do.
That's awesome.
That is way
Complimented
awesome.
my t-shirt.
Yeah.
I love him.
What are your
we have the
thoughts
same
on-
birthday. I love him.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are your thoughts on it? Sounds like there's going to be I'm not totally sure yet if it's a remake or what exactly it is, but there will be a continuation of the Evil Dead universe, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I don't know if Bruce is going to be really in it. It
sounds like he won't.
Yeah. I know a lot of times he was always back and forth on whether or not he wanted to keep doing the character. He kind of can't avoid it though, so hopefully somebody talks him into doing it. But yeah, I don't know anything. I've heard a little bit about it, but I don't know any more information other than that, really.
Yeah, my ears to the ground because I'm looking forward to that.
They'll probably do it well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think.
I know he's involved. I think the last he had said he's not going to be in it, but I know he's involved, so that'll make it good.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, and the TV show Ash vs. Evil Dead was so great. I enjoyed the hell out of that.
Do you know any poetry? That shit drives me wild.
Well, it ain't French, but I got a little something for you. Check this out. Come here.
So good, man.
Hopefully they bring some of the characters from that into whatever they're doing now, because that'd be great.
Keep it going. Sam Raimi, our first mention of Sam Raimi right out the gate, of course, and another god. We'll talk about him a little bit more as well. Awesome. Well, that's a great choice to kick things off, Mr. Corey, sir, if you don't mind my saying.
Well, they say great minds think alike. I guess in this case, so do we.
Awesome.
And that brings us to Skully's honorable mention, which is an interesting movie because it is a psychological horror for sure, and that's Runaway, an old Gene Simmons movie. You remember this movie?
An ingenious conspiracy has begun, and someone has to stop the madman who started it all.
This is a bad guy. He's killed 5 so far. I want him.
You can't run away, Ramsey. My little machines will find you wherever you go.
You heard of a bullet that has your name on it? This isn't a runaway. Runaway. Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes, Gene Simmons. Runaway. Coming this Christmas.
This movie really messed me up. I'm not gonna lie. I did things, damage to my brain at a very young age that to this day I still am afraid of.
Yeah, she's still afraid of little robotic spiders are going to come.
Robotic spiders that are going to poison you, or the bullets that can follow you, just all that kind of stuff.
Well, you were a kid.
The
so
technology behind that stuff becoming real Can you only imagine what they have today?
Oh, yeah,
you know,
shit.
that's what they had. And when was this movie? Like 86 or some shit?
1984.
Oh, wow.
1984.
Even worse. So, you know, imagine what they have now.
Futuristic kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and it's interesting for me because you were just a young kid when you saw that movie. Did you even know that was Gene Simmons from Kiss when you saw it? Yeah, that's hilarious. How funny is that?
Yeah.
You know, separation. Do you know the movie? Are you familiar with the movie, you guys?
You know what? It's been a long
No.
time, and I've seen pieces of it, but not super familiar with
yeah.
it. So now it's on my list to check
Now
out.
we have to watch it.
Yeah, you know, I check out you guys do your watch parties and stuff, man. There's a good choice for your runaway.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Tom Selleck is the good guy in it. You know, good old Magnum PI.
Yeah.
It
Kirstie
has
Alley, right?
Kirstie Alley is in it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, good shit, man. Good movie. So good choice, babe. I love the movie Runaway.
It stuck with me. That's why it made me.
Ever see him kill somebody, Ramsey? It's really impressive. They're loaded with acid. Bobby!
What's funny is Gene Simmons. I loved him when I was that age, and now, of course, he's a prick. We give him shit all the time. He's such a prick.
I'm confused though. Do you like Gene Simmons?
No, Gene Simmons is a fucking cunt.
Wow.
That's what my official stance on Gene Simmons is now.
Jimmy's
Gene
crying
Simmons
over
is a
there.
cunt.
But anyway, good stuff. All right, well, let's go to
Megan's turn.
Megan's honorable mention, which is a good one. Another one they turned into a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
You have been chosen, Buffy,
Do what?
to stop the vampires.
Does Elvis talk to you?
When things started getting weird around here.
Are we having a nightmare?
You threw a knife at my head.
And you caught it.
That is a bad guy. Can we go, please?
The Slayer is unmasked. Let's finish it.
I think this relationship has potential.
Hi. How's it going?
You're obviously having a bad hair day.
If she can just get rid of those other guys in her life.
Stab him in the heart.
Christy Swanson,
I am so sure.
Donald Sutherland, Paul Rubens, with Rutger Hauer and Luke Perry.
Buffy, you're not like other girls.
Yes, I am.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
I didn't even break a nail.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
Talk to me about some Buffy,
Not
Megan.
your like traditional horror movie but so cheesy and really does fall into the horror category. You know, I didn't even watch it until I was so hooked as like a middle schooler and high schooler on the TV show. Like literally wanted to be Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so then going back and watching that where it started from, I love that movie so much. We have it on VHS and we watch it all the time.
I can't believe I'm in a graveyard with a strange man hunting for vampires on a school night.
That's awesome.
Yeah, how can you not? I love Buffy too, man. That's a great movie. That's a great movie. The TV show, I know a lot of friends that still watch it, and you know that's still in syndication. That's you can't avoid that show really. So
what's it?
Yeah.
He's he's
right.
like like dramatically dying with the stake in his heart. That's
That is
great.
the best vampire
Yes.
death on film.
Yes. Yes.
So good. 1992, by the way. Christy Swanson. That's who I was trying to remember the girl's name that played
Yes.
Buffy. Christy Swanson.
Oh, right. Okay.
Good stuff. Good movie,
Good
man.
one. Luke
Good
Perry.
choice. Oh, Luke
Was
Perry.
Luke
Perry, yep, that's it. Yep.
Are you calling me a man?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Good choice, Megan.
You.
Well, mine, of course, I noticed as I'm looking at the list, a lot of you guys danced around the 95 borderline, and I'm an old fucker, I guess. All my shit is prehistoric.
Well, you're old.
I'm a foolish old man who's been drawn into a wild goose chase by a harpy in trousers and a nincompoop.
So
You
yeah,
can remember those.
I'm old, so it tracks. My honorable mention is a movie that I saw as a kid that made such a huge impact on me, and I still think it's one of the craziest movies ever, which is Freaks.
We didn't lie to you folks. We told you we had living, breathing monstrosities. You laughed at them, shuddered at them, and yet, but for the accident of birth, you might be even as they are. They did not ask to be brought into the world, but into the world they came.
She's the most beautiful big woman I have ever seen. Why, Hans, how you talk. I should be jealous pretty soon.
Let her try doing anything to one of us.
Oh, I remember that. I've seen it.
Freaks, 1932 flick. You know,
1932.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Black and
Wow.
white movie. The character Pepper from the early seasons of American Horror Story is based on a character from Freaks, by the way.
Yeah.
For horror fans out there. A really fucked up story. A lot of people don't realize that things that have entered our lexicon are from that movie and haven't made the connections. Like,
Because they've just never seen it.
right.
I
A
see.
lot of cartoons, you know, the Weeble Wobble, one of us, Weeble Wobble. You know, that's from Freaks, of course. You know, South Park has gotten a lot of mileage out of that stuff.
One of us. Google gobble,
One
google
of us.
gobble.
One of us.
One of us.
Gooba gobble, gooba gobble.
We accept her, we accept her.
Google gobble, Google gobble.
One of us, one of us.
I'm sure.
And one of the more satisfying ends to a horror movie, if you don't mind my saying. It's a fucked up movie. The fucked up part of Freaks is the freaks in the movie are the people you end up rooting the most for. The actual non-freaks are the monsters in that movie, which, you know, interesting take.
Isn't that's great. I love movies like that.
Me
that
too,
have
man.
that.
You, Phil! Make me one of you! Will you? Well, what are you going to do? What are you, a man or a baby?
Please, please. You make me ashamed.
Such a groundbreaker. And that's one that'll stay with you too, by the way. So make a point of watching that out there, metalheads. Add Freaks to your to-do list.
That's what this list is going to be all about. The movies that affected us when we were
Yeah.
young in some way, that have traumatized us.
Yep.
This shit left psychological scars, and now we want you to watch it and share our scars.
Right.
You can fight it with ordinary aspirin.
Fuck yeah, that's true. That's
All
very
right,
true.
So number 10.
All
Let's
right,
kick
so
it
now
off.
those were
We're
our
done.
honorable mentions.
Yeah.
In a way, it's just a way to cheat and do an 11 list. You know, we like extra. So let's get into our top 10, though, and we're going to go right on to yours, Mr. Corey, which, honestly, I'm so glad this movie made the list. I've thought about doing a future episode where we're going to do a comedy meets horror list in and of itself, and this would be a prominent role on my list for it, but Dead Alive, man, what a great movie.
Something evil. Something terrifying. Something horrifying is haunting Rhino. His mother.
I thought I told you to spray this house.
Now, whatever Mom's got
Who's your mother?
has caught on with the neighbors.
She's been bitten! You know what that means?
You can pray.
I kick ass for the Lord.
You can plead. You can beg for mercy.
Help! Someone! Please!
But nothing you can do will stop. Because how do you kill something that's already dead? Trimark Pictures presents a modern masterpiece of horror. Dead Alive.
Yeah, awesome, man. And then this one's weird for me because I actually stumbled on this later in life. I didn't see this when I was a kid, but somewhere along the line, I kept seeing this scene with this guy with this lawnmower, you know, mowing through these zombies with this insane amount of blood, and I'm like, I gotta watch that. That looks like the best movie ever. And that was just, I don't know. I was definitely probably out of high school at that point before I even knew about this movie. But it's just right up my alley with the whole comedy thing. Just outrageous, over the top.
And it's funny how many people I talk to that are big Evil Dead fans that don't seem to know about this movie. And it's such a, if you're a fan of the Evil Dead stuff, you gotta watch that. You have to watch that alive. It's
for sure. It's just right. It's just, yeah, they're perfect together.
Yeah, they're a great evening to spend. Yeah, but meld them together and make an evening out of it even.
Yeah.
The lawnmower scene that you mentioned is iconic. The baby, the goddamn baby in that fucking movie. Holy shit.
Yeah.
When I was young, I wanted an actual like life-size baby doll type of thing. Of that, you know?
I was just going to ask, do they make those? Because that would be cool. I would pick
I have to have it.
Probably.
I got to look for it now.
I bet. Yeah. That's going to be, we're going to be searching that shit.
Halloween decoration.
Right. And then, of course, Mama at the end. You know, goddamn, that's such a great movie, man. So good.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I forget the name of the actor that was. We'll bring it up. We'll show it while we're talking about it. But the name of the main actor, and I'm surprised he wasn't in more things. He was so great. He was so Bruce Campbell-esque in that role. You know.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I've seen him in anything else, and I'm not real familiar with him.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't turn it into mileage.
Oh, Fernando! Your mother ate my dog!
Not all of it.
But yeah, what a great movie, man. Dead Alive. And another thing we should mention before moving on from that, an early Peter Jackson movie of, directed by Peter Jackson of the Lord of the Rings fame and all that shit, you know.
Right, which is crazy too. It's just interesting that he went on to do that type of stuff.
Right, from that such a, Sam Raimi-esque film, really. So
yeah. Well, even look at Sam Raimi now too, they're doing these big, huge movies, man. Like it's cool to see where they came from.
Well, yeah, and as we dig into this list, I know that it's definitely a tribute to all of our love for the genre of horror movies, but it's most definitely a tribute to our love to some of these directors we'll cover as we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, Skully's number 10 then, and I will say I want to preface our list a little bit with very little Stephen King on our list. I'm surprised how little Stephen King we have.
Yeah.
Definitely, because I love Stephen King.
Oh yeah, love.
Now's as good a time as any to mention. Stephen King books are great. Movies, very hit or miss. Very hit or miss.
Yes, agreed, completely.
But Skully's number 10 on her list is a hit, and that is Misery.
You have a compound fracture of the tibia in both legs, and the fibula in the right leg is fractured too.
Guess it was kind of a miracle you finding me.
In a way, I was following you. Seeing as how I'm your #1 fan and all, I've read everything of yours.
You're very kind.
I noticed in your case there's a new Paul Sheldon book.
You want to read it?
You'll never realize what a rare treat you've given me. You dirty bird. Misery Chastain cannot be dead.
Misery Spirit is still alive.
You murderer! I know you've been out of your room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is this what you're looking for?
Whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it.
James Caan and Kathy Bates in her Academy Award-winning role.
God's sake.
It's for the best.
Hey, please!
God, I love you.
Misery.
Yeah, this one, again, another one that affected me. I was pretty young when I saw that the first time, and just the idea of, the beginning, you think she's taking care of him, she's going to save him, and then she smashes his fucking feet with the gun.
Oh, yeah.
That scene will stay with you forever.
Yeah. Yep.
Annie, whatever you're thinking about doing, Please don't do it.
I've seen horror T-shirts now that incorporate her right alongside with the chainsaw and Leatherface and all that.
Yeah.
She's right there with it. So I get it. She's
I love her too.
Kathy Bates. Yeah, she's awesome.
They just cheated us. This isn't fair. He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodie car.
Yeah, she is so great.
So great. And again, also American Horror Story. She's really
Also
good.
American Horror Story. Yep.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Misery, James Caan movie. Of course, James Caan will always be Sonny Corleone to me because I'm a big Godfather guy.
Touch my sister again, I'll kill you.
That is only one of 2 mentions of Stephen King we'll give our list tonight, which is pretty funny.
Pretty interesting.
No. No, 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 no.
All right.
But we do love Stephen King. That's not to say we don't love him. The funny thing about these lists, if you ask us all in 3 weeks, we could probably come up with a whole different fucking list.
Oh, completely. Completely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I read Stephen King's books like,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have so many of them.
Right. He's prolific. He is. Well, I'm a huge Stephen King. The first books I ever read that nobody made me read were Stephen King books. You know, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I've reread Dead Zone 45 times. That's one of my favorite books ever. Your number 10, Megan, is a movie I love, an actor I love in it over time, another TV show that I'm going to do a crossover here in a second, but Pumpkinhead. I fucking love Pumpkinhead. I'm so glad this movie's on our list.
Now it begins. Deep in the Appalachian Mountains, they say that an act of evil shall never go unpunished. There they tell of a creature who shall come from nowhere, born from the blood of the innocent, to hunt the guilty, and they call it Pumpkinhead.
You gonna stop?
He's gotta run his course. Now the spell has been cast. The terror is loose. The horror is here. Pumpkinhead.
Yes, it is. I am obsessed with Pumpkinhead. Watched it. Can't even remember how long ago I watched it, and just absolutely fell in love with the monster, with the witch in it, with the whole premise. It's so dark and so messed up. The thought of the revenge, the thought of like feeling what is happening as you're taking revenge, like it's so horrifying. And I love Lance Henriksen so much.
Me too.
We've seen him a couple times.
We've seen him have some horror
before.
cons.
Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
Just so amazing.
I love Lance Henriksen.
Yes.
The 3 seasons of Millennium that were out there, if people missed that, I'll tell you, go and get those on DVD. It's so good. It's such an underappreciated show.
Ooh, I have not seen that.
Oh, it's so good. If you're fans of like X-Files and stuff like that, it's a mandatory show. He stars in it. Lance Henriksen stars in it, and he's got kind of a gift where he can see darkness and shit. It's a very badass show. But anyway, but Pumpkinhead, I love the premise of it, the revenge story. You know, the pumpkin. For those who do not know, the kids come to town. They, something happens where they, an accident happens that they kind of instigate, and Lance Henriksen decides to call on Pumpkinhead for revenge. And
Pumpkinhead looks so killer in that the creature they made for it.
So good.
I think it's really underrated. How
ahead of its time. Yeah.
Yeah. So many people haven't even heard of it. Yeah. I think at one of the cons that we went to, where we met Bruce Campbell, he complimented my Pumpkinhead shirt.
That's right. Shop smart. Shop S-Smart.
Yeah,
so
you were in.
That was my favorite thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Let's see, what year was that? 1988. So yeah, it's a little bit ago.
Yeah.
A little bit ago. Fucking great movie. Yeah, that's another one. We just mentioned that Andy Potts gets on a lot of the horror things. Pumpkinhead should be on more of that. We should get more Pumpkinhead crossover.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, damn, my number 10 on my list is already our last mention of Stephen King. So
wow. Okay.
Oh man.
he comes and goes on our list tonight. And again, we love Stephen King. That's not to say we don't love him, but I had to go Creepshow.
Jolting tales of horror. Creepshow. From the author of Carrie, The Shining, and Cujo. And the creator of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. You'll scream at ghastly ghouls. Cringe at weird kids. And shiver at the doings of evil doctors.
This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Verrill.
Creepshow will grab you, grow on you, and give you the creeps. Creepshow, the most fun you'll ever have being scared.
I had to incorporate Creepshow. It's such, I'm a big fan of the anthology horror movie format as it is.
You are.
Yep.
We did a Metal-O-Mania show where we did a countdown of our 10 favorite horror anthology shows, and of course Creepshow's number 1 for me. But
Right.
even though I have another one I'll do on our show ahead of this one tonight, so it'll make sense of that. But I love Creepshow. I love that it has George A. Romero, of course, is a part of making that film. So it's literally 2 of my iconic horror gods together. So, great stories in there. Ted Danson, Leslie Nielsen in a rare, serious role.
Help! Yell all you want, Harry. Comfort Point is very private. I own it all. Help! 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 Help!
This was one of my first movies I ever kind of like. I found it on TV and kind of watched it without my parents knowing, one of those things. And it was like one of the first horror movies. I'm like, what is this? This is really messed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and both of the first 2 ended up being pretty good. I've said it before and I'll say it again. 3 is a fucking abomination. It's such a horrific train wreck of shit. But the first 2 are great. I really enjoy both of the first 2, honestly. So
Now get out of my way, Henry, or I swear to God you'll be wearing your balls for earrings. And I swear to God, if you ever touch
Yep.
Yeah.
So we recommend that you check out Creepshow. And for those who haven't, I have a anthology horror countdown on our YouTube channel. Go watch it. All right.
Pretty good.
That's our 10s. That's how good our 10s were, you guys. Those are pretty good 10s, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So our number 9s on our list. And actually, I have both of you guys have the same number 9. So we'll go to that real quick. And that is Reanimator. Reanimator.
Herbert West is at the top of his class in medical school.
How can you teach such drivel? These people are here to learn, and you're closing their minds before they even have a chance. What are you?
He's brilliant, but a little weird. His experiments have always been unorthodox.
It was dead.
But lately, they're getting out of hand. And he's just made a discovery that could wake up the dead.
Herbert, you're insane! Now what happened? I had to kill him! He's dead? Not anymore.
Herbert West brought a lot of dead people back to life. And not one of them showed any appreciation. H.P. Lovecraft's classic tale of horror, Reanimator. It will scare you to pieces.
Based, of course, on H.P. Lovecraft materials.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Oh yeah. My tattoos on my arms are all H.P. Lovecraft here.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Cool, man.
Fuck yeah, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Please tell me of your love for Reanimator.
It runs deep.
Yeah.
I get it.
Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton, man. I don't know. They're two of my I don't know if you could say a horror duo.
Yes. So
you know, they're probably my favorite. And I got to meet them at a horror con too, which was very cool. Got their autographs, both of them. Really nice people. And
I love Barbara Crampton. I got it bad for her, I got to tell you.
Yeah, she was a babe in those early '80s movies.
Oh,
man.
so very true. Still is. She's in a brand new movie on Shudder I see right now. So
we just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that called?
We just got it.
Superhost.
Jacob's wife, or
maybe there's another one. We saw.
Yeah,
one.
I think a couple then because she's in that
Oh,
Superhost
yeah.
also. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Jacob's wife or something.
Yeah, we saw Jacob's wife.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, damn. So she stays busy. Well, and she should because she's amazing. I love Barbara Crampton.
Yeah.
The outfit she wears.
Yep.
You know, and what is that? Far Beyond, I think it is From Beyond or whatever.
From Beyond.
Yes, yeah.
That almost. I was thinking about putting that on my list too. I like that one a lot.
Another combination of her, Combs, and Lovecraft, which is a winning combination. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we can't talk about Reanimator without mentioning the scene, though. I mean, right?
Oh.
That reaction is enough.
Yeah, right. That reaction is perfect, right? I saw Barbara Crampton talk in an interview about where she was like reading the script and was like, "Wait a minute, we're doing what? We're going to do what again?" Like, but she's game for anything, man. That scene.
Yeah.
I was young, and that scene has stayed with me my whole life. You know, that's
that's a pretty uncomfortable one. You know,
That's the most fucked up thing. Like we watch a lot of Oh.
Well, it's all it's along the lines of the Evil Dead 2, where the vines go up her legs and stuff. Yeah, there's some real tough acting scenes for her. You know.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine? Even holy shit, dude, so funny. Yeah. We're gonna hold a zombie head between your legs. So
yeah, have fun.
So weird.
Eating out the real way.
There you have it. You're doing it all wrong. You got to open your throat, relax your jaw.
Fuck yeah. Well, and I love you both for having it on your list. It says you're demented, fucked up people like I am.
Get a job in a sideshow.
Oh, there we go.
For sure, man.
I think Barbara Crampton even said something along the lines like, I think it says a little bit of something about me that I'm in all these movies, but hey, I'm good with it. So
yeah, right.
I love her. She's awesome. Yeah. All right, well, that was both of your 9s, so that'll bring us to Scully's number 9, which is a classic, an iconic film, if you will, and the original Friday the 13th.
You're all doomed.
We weren't doing anything. We were just messing up.
Friday the 13th. You may only see it once, but that will be enough. Friday the 13th.
You know, being young, I don't know about you guys. It was one of the first scary movies that you see. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the introduction between Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right,
like
and Halloween and all that.
Two
Right.
intros, right? You
Right,
know?
right.
So yeah, I felt like that had to be on the list.
Those ones are real creepy when you're watching them as a kid, because it's like it's a bunch of kids together.
Yeah.
And this guy's after him, and it feels like it's like, oh my God, could this happen to me? You know?
Yeah.
Like I never wanted to go to a camp or anything like that.
Because you're affected by the horror movies. That's good shit. A
Yeah.
good horror movie will do that to you, and we'll talk about a few of those along the way tonight. But some of them do have that real life thought that follows you. You know, that is one of those, you'll never be at a campground and not think of Friday the 13th. Just,
I know. Yeah. I think about it every time.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, one of the original slashers, I guess, you know, in a lot of ways. I know there are a few that predated, but this was definitely the one that put that genre on the map.
Mainstream.
Right.
Yep.
For sure. Low budget, you know.
And how many of them are there at this point? You know,
Oh,
maybe
goodness.
like 9 of them, or like,
I think there's
11 of them.
14 even, I think. Yeah, there might
So
be.
many.
Yeah. If you include the remake. What are your thoughts of them remaking everything like they remade the original Friday the 13th? What are your thoughts when they do that?
I'm not a big fan, honestly, most of the time.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
It really, really depends. Like, I think that the new Halloweens are fantastic.
I agree.
Yeah. Not technically remakes, though.
Yeah, I guess those aren't remakes. They're just
retelling, I guess.
but part of the story. I can't. Yeah,
The
remake.
continuation,
Not so
right.
much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated the Friday the 13th they redid. I hated the Nightmare on Elm Street they redid. So, you know.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty
Ugh.
awful. One that I did like was The Evil Dead, and I don't know even know if that's really a remake.
Not really.
I haven't watched that
Yeah.
in quite a while. I watched it once, and I was like, this was all right.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good too. They had a pretty good director. I forget who it was, but that was pretty good. So, I guess it's all in the execution, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Friday the 13th, great choice. You got to have that on your list. And
Yep.
there's another iconic one we'll hint talk to about as we go along going forward.
Yep.
Well, I believe that brings me to my number 9. And it's not our only mention of Hitchcock, but it's our first mention of Hitchcock. And that is the original Psycho, man.
Is anyone at home? Oh, that must be my mother.
Is anything wrong?
Am I acting as if there's something wrong?
She's not missing so much as she's run away.
Put me down. Mother! Oh, God! Mother!
What are you running away from?
She looked like a wrong one to you?
It's not as if she were a maniac. She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
An iconic Anthony Perkins, you know, that role for him was, you know, legendary. That movie's been so stolen from over the years that it's almost embarrassing. Alfred Hitchcock, the shower scene, you know,
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis's mother is that. Some people, I'm still surprised when some people don't realize that's Jamie Lee Curtis's mother in that scene, but the original horror scream queen, if you will. So, you guys, Psycho fans? Everybody, Psycho fans?
Yeah, man. Another one that freaked me out when I was a kid. It was the shower scene.
So scary.
And that's another one of those things. Every time I take a shower, I have that in my head. Like, I can't. There could be anybody that busts into my house. I would never know, and I'm always, you know. So once in a while, if I get really freaked out, I'll peek. You know.
Or like any sound you're like, you know, like random sounds around your house while you're showering. Like someone literally breaking into my house right now. Like,
I know, right?
Every
You know that'll never happen.
Right, but still, yeah. Well, and then of course, I'm glad you said sound because the iconic.
Yep.
You know, that's
It's
legend.
freaky. Yeah, that's scary, man.
Fuck yeah, that'll terrify you to your death. And again, the reveal. Now, it's over time, it's been so stolen from and all that I guess it's lost a little bit of its zeal over the years. But man, when that came out, the reveal was you know, people's jaws were broken from falling onto the floor when they realized that he was the mother. And
I'm not even gonna swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know and they'll say, Why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, such a great ending. But
Yep.
yeah, you're right in that's probably lost its
punch.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
But back when that came out, man, that had to be just nuts.
Nuts. Great fucking movie. And Alfred Hitchcock. I love we'll give Alfred Hitchcock a little bit more love on the list as we go forward. But yeah, Psycho. Great movie, everybody. Pick it up and watch it. All right. So Dan, we're already to our 8th. We're moving right along. And we're gonna do Corey's number 8, which is fucking a fantastic movie. Another iconic image comes to my mind. Phantasm, brother. Phantasm.
Yeah, Phantasm. Yeah.
For nearly 4 decades, it has been contained, but evil always has a way of breaking free.
Tommy's gone. It's hard to believe. Something weird is going on up there.
The funeral is about to begin, sir.
What's wrong with you?
There's something up there. I saw it.
You got some kind of an overactive imagination or something?
I know you're not gonna believe this, but these things were here.
Oh, give me a break. You're gonna run that tall bastard straight down to hell.
But the game is finished. Now you die.
Phantasm.
Don't fear.
This is another one like I got into later on, and gosh, I'm trying to think of when the first time I saw it was. I think it was actually a horror con, and they were screening it, and I'm like, oh, I've always heard of this movie. I got to check it out, and immediately, just right away, just kind of it's just that comedy thing for me again.
What we gotta do is we gotta snag that tall dude and stomp the shit out of him, and we'll find out what the hell is going on up there. Yeah, we'll lay that sucker out flat and drive a stake right through his goddamn heart.
You gotta be shitting me, man. That mother's strong.
I forget the little brother's name. He's just so funny.
I'm pulling it up. Yeah, he is that, and he's in like the first 4 of them, right?
Yeah. For some reason I'm spacing, but I love it when he catches his brother in the graveyard with that lady.
What the heck? Wait here, it's my little brother.
That's a great scene.
Yeah.
Well, and how can you say that movie without thinking of the little silver ball with the fucking teeth coming out? And
Yep.
Yeah, weird. And the tall man like that.
That's how. Yeah.
He's scary too, man. When he picks up that coffin and puts it in the back of the car, and
He's scary in person, even.
yeah, didn't we?
Like,
did
yeah.
we see him?
Angus Scrimm, yeah.
Yeah.
He's scary in person.
I believe it. Well, you know, I saw a real cool documentary behind the scenes of the making of Phantasm, and everybody to a man says he's like so nice and one of the nicest people ever. So it's a funny thing that he's really known for this iconic horror image. The tall man is one of the first scariest to me. When I was young, he scared me. The Phantasm movie scared me. Like I was always really open to horror, and I used to tell people, you're scared by nothing. It's just a fucking movie. But man, that was one that got that one. You know, this fucking dude is scary, dude. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And of course, they went on to make about 1 billion of those fucking movies, also.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Hold still, Grandpa.
And they ran it into the ground. But yeah, man, Phantasm, 1979, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I forget that it came out that in the 70s.
Fuck yeah, a little bit.
To me, it feels like an 80s movie.
I have not seen it. No.
Really, the little silver ball with the like teeth thing that shoot, the knives things that shoot out of it, and fucking shoot the guy in the head at one point.
Yeah, I definitely have not seen
Good
that.
stuff, man. I love that goddamn movie.
Love to watch that over the weekend.
Great choice, my friend. Great choice. All right, well, that goes to number 8 on Scully's list, and it goes along with the theme that we're talking about. One, you'll never get into the ocean without thinking of this fucking movie, right?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, Jaws.
What we are dealing with here is a perfect engine. An eating machine. A great white shark. A stake to claim in the waters off Amity Island.
You yell barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
This shark, swallow you whole.
You ever have one do this before? I don't know.
He's trying to run! Nutty potatoes!
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, everybody. You can't even like when you're coming out from the water, you know, and like that last little when your eyes are open and it's right before you get to the surface. You know, everybody has that moment.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, think about the impact that made. Every child in every swimming pool in America for 3 decades would do this coming out of the water and make that dun 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 dun.
Yep.
You know, that's impactful.
Super iconic movie. Yeah.
What a great movie. What a great movie. And of course, what was that? Roy Scheider. There you go.
Roy Scheider, yeah.
Yeah. And oh man, Richard Dreyfuss. That's the one I'm trying to think of.
yeah.
I'm a huge Richard Dreyfuss
Yeah.
guy. So
Yeah.
Close Encounters and all that shit. We just covered that on a recent sci-fi show we did.
Right.
But Jaws, yeah, man.
Again, how many of them are there? Like 8
Jaws,
or 9?
yeah, they ended up making a bunch of them. Well, that you know where Jaws went wrong, and where a lot of horror movies go wrong, and I'd love your opinion on this, honestly, is, and very often the less seen, the better. I find.
Yeah.
You know,
remember the first one? Yeah, you can. They hardly showed you the shark until
right.
like the very end.
Right. It's hinted at more than it's shown.
Yep.
By the third one, they're showing this full ridiculous mechanical thing, and it's not scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that's where it goes wrong because they must just run out of. Eventually, they got to show it, and then they got to keep going with it. And, but nah, it's better when it's when you don't know.
One up. Wasn't that? I believe in like the 4th or 5th one. Hadn't the sharks like followed the family to another part of the world? That's where I was like, yeah, okay, come on, man.
Yeah, right.
The sharks followed us from Jersey to Hawaii. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what you just did, don't you? Don't say it. Jump the shark.
Jesus Christ. But it started good. And Jaws #1 is a great fucking movie. 1975, by the way. 1975,
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that brings us to Megan's 9. That's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. I love this movie, man.
Adam and Barbara are recently deceased. They were happy to haunt in peace until the new residents moved in. To rid themselves of these pesky pests, they call on the ghost world's leading bioexorcist.
It's showtime.
You two have really screwed up. I want Beetlejuice out of the picture.
You guys really are dead.
Nightshade's promise. Spirits drawn to the living. Let now the dead, shall we, come alive.
That is why I won't do 2 shows a night anymore, babe. I won't.
Beetlejuice is so great. It is literally like my diehard movie. I'm sick, I'm sad, I'm happy, like it doesn't really matter. I will play that movie over and over and over and over. The music in it, the storyline, the comedy. I mean, I'll quote it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's super quotable for sure.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll possess myself if I gotta. Whoa! Yo, I got demons running all through me.
all through me. Come on down here and see it. And hey Jack, now you get a free demon possession with every exorcism. Now you can't beat that, can you?
And Michael Keaton, in my opinion, one of his best roles ever. I love him so much.
Yes. Yes.
I think I could watch him be in anything, to be honest. So, and Tim Burton, legend. Are you big Tim Burton fans overall? Do you like?
Yeah, definitely Tim Burton. Amazing.
Amazing. What the fuck happened? We will talk a little bit about Gina Davis later again, but what the hell happened to Gina Davis, man? Where's she at these days?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
I don't even know.
I'm not sure either. I don't know.
She was so iconic for that time frame. Man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I still love Gina Davis. And we'll talk about her a little bit later in the show, but yeah, man, comedy meets fantasy meets horror, Beetlejuice, great fucking movie.
Oh, and the love of your life.
And we have to go there. The love of my life is in this movie, Winona Ryder. So, one of the original goth girl looks was from that role.
Yep. Yep.
Her and Wednesday, man, they're my girls. So.
Her and Wednesday, yep.
Gotta love it. I have a lifetime. You know, what was it? I believe it was. I forget what TV show it was, but you make a list of celebrities you're allowed. Do you guys do that? Do you have a list of celebrities you're allowed to cheat with?
We don't have a list, but maybe we'll make one.
Yeah, you gotta have a list, man. But Winona Ryder's on mine, front and center. There you go. So.
All right.
I grew up with her.
She's really good in Stranger Things now too.
Oh yes, so
like
good.
really good.
I need this phone and 2 weeks advance. And a pack of Camels.
Yep.
She's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like
so
I
weird.
love her because she's a weirdo.
Yeah, and I love her for that too, man. I just recently watched Black Swan. I didn't even know she was in that movie. I just finally watched that movie.
I didn't even know she's in that movie.
It's a weird. It's not a big role, but it's a weird role in that as well.
All right.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's got that niche.
She definitely does, man. You got that goth girl thing going, even as an adult. So, hey, she could shoplift with me anytime. So, all right, there we go. That brings me to my whatever the hell number we are, number 8, and that is Rosemary's Baby.
We have to make a baby. Dr. Hill?
Congratulations.
You're pregnant.
Now to a fine, healthy baby. Here, here.
Yeah. I have a pain. Here.
Pregnant women gain weight, they don't lose it.
Pain like that is a warning that something isn't right. It's alive! I'll kill them before I let them touch you. Somebody help me! What have you done to him, you maniac?
I am a huge fan of this movie. It had such an impact on me. I can't overstate the impact that this movie had on me, actually. It was the first movie that I ever saw that had that devil cult to the background thing to it, you know? And that was impactful for me too, you know.
Right, that drew you in.
It really did. I'm very drawn to occult stuff and the heaven, hell, demon, devil stuff. I like that stuff a lot.
Yes.
You know? Speaking of Winona Ryder, Lost Souls is a great movie. She's in along those lines. But Roman Polanski, of course, you know, in the background, of course, while this movie was being made, it was right around the time he lost his wife to the Marilyn Manson situation and all that. But
in a scene described by one investigator as reminiscent of a weird religious rite, 5 persons, including actress Sharon Tate, were found dead at the home of Miss Tate and her husband, screen director Roman Polanski. Miss Tate, who starred in Valley of the Dolls, was 8 months pregnant and was found in a bikini-type nightgown with a rope around her neck attached to the body of a man.
2 bodies inside, 2 bodies outside.
Mia Farrow in an iconic role that, you know, we'll love her for forever, but great fucking movie. Scary, and truly, still a scary fucking movie. You can watch Rosemary's Baby today, and it has just the same impact it had then.
This is no dream. This is really happening.
Yeah, that movie's scary.
It really is.
Like, that was terrifying.
the scenes where she's like running and realizing what's going on, and the way the camera jumps around and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Ron Polanski's a good director for a reason.
The directing was great.
Fantastic. Those are our 8s. I hope all you Metal-O-Maniacs out there got your pens and your paper ready and you're writing down all our movies. This is the good shit. This is where the gold lives.
That's gold, Jerry. Gold!
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting into some cool stuff now.
Yeah, here we go even. Let's break it into number 7, man. And I believe on my paper here, I don't have it in order, but you guys have the same 7 for our purposes here, which is another slasher legend movie, which is Halloween.
I spent 8 years trying to reach him, and then another 7 trying to keep him locked up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
Halloween, the night he came home.
Yep.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yep.
John Carpenter, man.
Yep.
Big shout out to him because I'm a super fan of John Carpenter.
Me too. Oh.
And the music on this one is what did it for me. Just straight up the music. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's I watched it once on mute because I was like, I wonder if this would still freak me out, and it didn't.
Didn't have the impact.
Right. Yeah, it needs that.
Yeah.
So that's one of those weird ones where it's like straight up just the music that really gets you in that creeped out mood.
It opens with such a great scene, the view through the child's mask, where he goes up on his sister and all that happens, and then he's, when the camera comes, it's lost its impact. Again, so many of these things over time you've seen it, it's kind of worn out its trope, but when you first realize and the camera zooms and it's a little kid sitting there, that shit was crazy. That shit was, holy fuck, that violence was this little kid the whole time. And I do love that the way that Rob Zombie expanded on that background. I know that people are torn on loving it or hating it, but I do love it. I'm a fan.
I like that he did something different with it,
Right.
and dove into areas that you don't. I don't know. He made it a little more thought provoking, I guess. Thinking about where this kid came from and why he's like that and stuff. So
Right. I love origin stories anyway. I'm a comic book kid, so that's built into my DNA.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and we talked about Janet Leigh earlier. Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh's daughter.
Yeah. And she's another awesome scream queen.
Mm-hmm.
One of the originals. And one of the few, by the way, who broke the mold from that. If you look over the years, the people that we generally consider scream queens have been just that. Jamie Lee Curtis is quite an exception. Comedy roles and
for sure. Yeah.
And she deserves it because she's amazing. What was that Knives Out movie a couple years ago? So fucking good.
I just buried my 85-year-old father who committed suicide. Why are you here?
Yeah.
She's great in the
new ones,
Halloween movie too. It's cool to see them continue on what happened to her, and she's kind of just a little crazy and went nuts from the whole situation. Which obviously, if that happened to you,
right. I love the Halloween movies. I love John Carpenter. We'll give more love to John Carpenter as our list progresses even. Yeah. Well, and before we move on from the topic of Halloween, I have to get your take on Halloween 3. It's such a divisive movie for Halloween fans. I've seen interviews where that was supposed to go a different way. That was supposed to be the new direction of the Halloween movies. They were going to do away with the whole Michael part of it. It wasn't going to be a Michael-based horror thing anymore. They were going to have it be these masks that were possessing people going forward. And what a miss.
Yeah.
What an iconic miss that was.
I know. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Different movie.
Right.
Don't try to.
Yeah, they
off of this.
just I don't know. It's kind of like they just said screw you to the whole the franchise, and then decided to redo it, which I didn't like, but I don't think many people liked it.
No, I think you have to like take it for what it is, and it's not
good
anything what we would think. So it's its own separate category, like.
Which I love that John Carpenter, when John Carpenter got involved in the new movies, he just did it a continuation of number one.
Right.
That like none of that other stuff exists.
Like Halloween fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like we'll do that.
Yeah, they literally just went over it like it never happened.
Don't worry. Pretend this never happened.
Yep.
Well, and you know, Tom Atkins, who was in that movie, I've seen an interview with him, and he loves that movie. He's like, man, I don't know why people didn't get it. It was a great movie. They should have loved it.
It's a good standalone movie by itself. Doesn't need Michael Myers and never did. And if they're disappointed, tough.
I love him, by the way. He's been in some great movies back in the day. So
I do wonder maybe if they had taken the idea and called it something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given it, like not tried to.
Yep.
Fit it into that. If
right. People showed up at the movie theaters like, where the fuck is Michael? What is going on here?
Yeah.
So I get it. But there you go. All right. That's Halloween.
So
that was Corey and
7.
Megan's 7. So it's your
Oh,
number
you guys
7.
did have matching. Okay. Mine is Tremors.
Tremors.
My next one.
Val and Earl decided to leave town.
Hey, hold up. That's Edgar Deans.
They just picked the wrong day to do it.
Jeez. You guys better get the hell out of here. There's a killer on the loose.
I'll give you boys $5 for this.
20.
But where do they come from? I vote for outer space. No way these are local boys.
You see, they're headed right for us.
No Richter scale can measure it.
They're coming!
No scientist can explain it.
Bert, they're under the ground.
No one knows what to call it.
Megaworms or suckers or suckoids.
Now, this valley is just one long smorgasbord.
Now, it's up to Val and Earl to save the world.
That's one big mother.
Who died and made you Einstein?
And they know just what to do. Flip for it.
Damn.
Tremors.
Nice choice.
Love this Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Right? I
mean,
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Corny, really, you know, and again, there's fucking 13 or 15 of these. They're still making them today. I think there's like a new Trevor.
They made a TV show season out of it. Yeah.
I think we have them all.
I don't know. I've never watched them as you do.
I love them. I even love the newer, the shittier ones.
Oh my god! I haven't like. Did you jump around your furniture to like not touch the ground?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yep.
Jamie Kennedy has apparently trying to revive his career because he's in the later ones, man. Remember Jamie Kennedy and shit?
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I'll have to give that a look.
The father from Family Ties is in like all of that shit. The TV show, everything. He's a lifer for that project. But,
Yeah.
But the original Tremors had Reba McEntire.
Reba McEntire. Oh my god, with the friggin' like shotgun.
Yeah. Funny, man.
Yeah. And then it's funny too how they like evolved the Tremor beast, you know, thing over time, you know, too. It's
Right.
like,
They ended up like with wings. There was dog versions of the Tremors.
Yeah.
Every new movie there was a new version of a Tremor, but
it evolved in some way.
fuck.
Very funny.
We're next coming next fall. Tremors, the STD.
A daily pill will keep it under control.
Don't go under
they'll
the.
follow us to space.
Yeah, probably. Doesn't every horror movie eventually make it? Wasn't there even a Jason movie in space? Like every movie makes it. Hellraiser in space. They all make it to space somehow.
All of them do.
I didn't realize.
Fuck me.
It's funny.
So mine is some more George Romero, man. Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Night of the living dead. The dead who live on living flesh. The dead whose haunted souls hunt the living. The living whose bodies are the only food for these
ungodly creatures. Night of the Living Dead.
The original Night of the Living Dead, by the way, such a rule breaker in so many ways. You know, the first movie out there to use a black man as its hero in a white director movie.
What year was that?
I believe, 1968.
Wow,
Dwayne Jones was the main star in that, and of course, you know, a fucking iconic George A. Romero. In a lot of ways, the birth of the zombies.
Yeah, yeah.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them? Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot him in the head. That's a sure way to kill him. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat him or burn him. They go up pretty easy.
This is definitely one that's probably will always make a top 10 list for horror.
Yeah.
You have to have it.
It absolutely should. A low budget movie shot in Pennsylvania, you know, where they're being overrun by the zombies. And honestly, for my money, one of the more depressing last shots of a movie ever. Yeah. When the credits roll for that movie, your guts are sick. You know, you're like, man, what the fuck, dude? That's so fucked up. And it's a statement on racial, you know, injustice of the time and so many things for a zombie movie, for a low budget zombie movie. What an impact. It's literally a cult favorite at this point.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
The mileage they got out of that little low budget movie can't be overstated, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing flick. Are you a Night of the Living? Well, I know you like a lot of the zombie stuff.
Yeah, zombie movies are generally my thing. So.
If I had a gun to your head, best zombie movie ever, what you got?
Let me see the gun thing.
Got a gun.
Okay. It probably would be not. I don't know, man. It's tough. I like the Return of the Living Dead.
I do as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's the best one though. It's just because I like it.
I like the ones where the zombies run.
Fast zombies suck.
Also,
where they're where they're not just like humming around, you know what I mean? Where they're fucking after you. That what was the one we watched?
Z Nation, I think that's one where they run. 28 Days Later, if I'm not mistaken, in that one.
And is Resident Evil a zombie movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I Resident Evil. That's what I would pick.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a great one, in fact.
I feel like, that would be my pick. I love that there's always, with zombie movies, you always have like that split, like, I fucking hate running zombies or I fucking love running zombies.
Right, yeah. It is it's so true. I'll give an honorable mention as a zombie to The Night of the Creeps, another Tom Atkins movie. I'm a big Tom Atkins guy.
I got good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
That's a comedy / horror as well. But my favorite zombie movie, honestly, other than Night of the Living Dead, have you guys seen Train to Busan out of Korea?
Yes, we did. We saw it at the Dusk Till Dawn movie thing.
The drive-in thing?
Yeah, we saw it at the drive-in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. It's so good. There's 2 of them now, and they're so good, man. I forget that director's name. I'll share it with everybody on the screen here, but that director is making headway, man. Those are great movies. Into our 6s, and this is a personal favorite of mine again, man. Corey's number 6 is Motel Hell.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh, goody, I love surprises.
One after another they come. One after another they check in. And pray for the day they can check out. And hard as you try, you'll never forget their secret garden. If you have the nerve, come for a night and stay for a nightmare. Motel Hell. No one will be admitted after the guests check in.
Yes.
I love Motel Hell, dude.
Isn't it so cool? Just their acting. I gotta remember. I had to pull this up, but it's so silly. I don't know. Just the way they're acting, but in a great way.
You look good enough to eat.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, Rory Calhoun is who you're thinking of, but man,
Yeah.
Nancy Parsons. She was a ball breaker from the Porky's movie, but her role in this is so fucking great, man.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she was Ida in the movie, and then Vincent was the. I like how I don't know. It's just so outrageous. It's cool. It's a fun one.
It's a great movie. Well, and their special fritters that they serve to people and shit, man. You know, you find out later are made out of the people they're killing and shit.
I used preservatives.
Right.
That movie was weird.
Yeah.
Great fucking movie, man. I love Nancy Parsons. I think she, in everything she's ever been in, I thought she was great. She died. We lost her way too young. I think she was only like 50 something, but.
Oh wow.
But yeah, man, Ball Breaker and Porky's, I'll love her forever for that fucking role.
Why should you call me Beulah Ballbreaker? Who do you think you're talking to?
But I thought Motel, I used to think when I was young, like, man, somebody needs to utilize her in more horror because she was so great in Motel Hell, you know?
Yeah.
Great movie. Great fucking movie. Who directed that? Let me go check that real quick. That was Kevin Connor. There you go. Kevin Connor. And Rory Calhoun. Of course, Rory Calhoun would go on to have a pretty iconic horror career as well.
I'm not sure that I've seen that one either.
Oh, so good. A must.
I know. We're adding some movies to the list. We're gonna have to watch this weekend. So.
Well, see, the good thing about this for Scully is even the one she's seen, she don't remember them. So
Marijuana kills.
I love that shit. We're so high right now.
I have to seriously watch it a few times for it to like sink in.
That's no exaggeration.
Well, I think that's why some of these, don't have that. Like they affect you so much when you very first see them that
they stay with your guts.
You don't need to see it multiple times. It's there already.
Well, and I think that's true of the next movie on your list right now because your number 6 is The Fly.
Where our greatest creations meet our deepest fears.
Something went wrong, Seth. When you went through, something went wrong.
You are about to go beyond that limit.
Fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone.
Help me. Please help me.
Oh yeah. This one, affected me. So my dad was really into this one when it first came out. And I remember watching it with him and just the idea that, the science can get fucked up, like by a mistake that nobody knew about and like can go that wrong.
Yep.
The idea of like, hey, that stuff you're supposed to trust. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be able to like count on those types of things to be, accurate and good. And I'm 100%, for it to fuck up that bad. That scared me for sure. So.
Yeah, and insect kind of horror movies are really kind of cool.
Oh,
it's a whole different creepy factor.
Yeah.
So true. Well, body horror, a David Cronenberg film for many people, of course, realize, but Cronenberg has become so known for body horror, and The Fly is, of course, a big reason why. But Dead Ringers and all of his movies tend to incorporate that. But man, The Fly breaks all the boundaries with the body horror. I mean, so many scenes with the ear pulling off and the jaw and the nails and the teeth.
Yes.
It's literally a slow degeneration of the body right in front of you. David Cronenberg's wheelhouse, in other words. So,
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum. I mean.
Yeah, again, Gina Davis. We talked about Gina Davis earlier.
Yeah, I love her too. So,
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum.
He's got such an odd delivery, but I love him in everything he's ever been in.
Nice.
Yeah, he's great.
The motherfucking
So, yeah,
Fly,
The
babe.
Fly.
Good choice. Good choice. I actually like the second one with Eric Stoltz in it. I think it's a good
Part
movie.
two wasn't too
Yeah,
bad.
I like it. I know a lot of people are not big fans, but I thought it was a good one. Eric Stoltz. I'm a big Eric Stoltz guy anyway. I'm an 80s kid, so I like Eric Stoltz.
He's like, don't be afraid. She's like,
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
And that brings us to Megan 6, which is, again, I know I'm not going to say the word iconic for the rest of the show because all of these are by definition that.
Yeah.
But this is another big, huge entrance into the slasher films. You know, Nightmare on Elm Street, the original.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
There's something out there, isn't there?
No one knows where it came from or who it will visit next.
Nancy, there's something wrong with you. You're imagining things.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Do you believe in the boogeyman?
No.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
No! Stop! She's the only one who can stop it. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddie brought us a brand new slasher with such a different view. What do you think?
I love Nightmare on Elm Street. Just so that movie scared the crap out of me. Like, just as a child who like suffered from night terrors already, like being afraid to go to sleep and seeing that, yeah, he really is just such an iconic like horror villain, and I don't know, I love Robert Englund so much, so much. He's so funny.
He's great. I like all his little low budget movies. I watch them all. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's just all of his like little cameos and things.
Well, hey, it's me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the new one because it wasn't him. To me, Robert Englund is Freddy. So
No. I don't.
you can put anybody in the Michael thing or the Jason thing but you need Robert Englund for Freddy.
Yeah, the delivery of everything is so important.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
Welcome to prime time, bitch. Really a priceless line.
So
just
very.
So important. So yeah.
When I think another thing people tend to forget when it comes to the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, they become very comedic over time. But the original is fucking straight horror. It is a horror movie. Their first one was scary. Johnny Depp as a young kid, by the way.
I don't like watching Johnny Depp die.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah, that was pretty
It's
brutal.
really messed up.
That's rough. That's brutal.
The
Yeah.
bed? Oh my god.
Where they're dragging the girl's body in the body bag and all that. I mean, it's a scary movie. They become campy over time, and in a good way. I enjoy the campiness, to be honest.
I agree. I love the campiness.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
But the original, straight horror. Just
Yeah.
straight horror movie. You know, so good. So good. and for me, I love Michael. I love Jason. But if you put a gun to my head, yeah, again with the gun.
Again with the guns. What is it with men and guns?
But if you put a gun to my head, Freddy's my guy. Freddy's my guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number 6 is another anthology movie. Again, I'm drawn to the anthology horror movies. This is 1946, a black and white film called Dead of Night.
I've never been here before.
Milk and sugar, Mr. Craig?
Still there. So it isn't a dream this time.
I beg your pardon.
You see, everybody in this room is part of my dream. Everybody.
Gosh.
Good Lord, really?
Very extraordinary.
You're kidding.
Not all of us.
I can only tell you that when I came into this room, I recognized you all instantly.
My good man, think nothing of it. I'm just about through with that cheap ham anyway. Oh, okay. Temper. You'll be sorry for this later, you know.
Yes. Suppose I will.
Let's play another game.
Yes, hide and seek.
Who's to hide?
I'll hide. I'll hide.
Yes, Mr. Cradle hide. Mr. Cradle hide. Mr. Cradle hide.
Just room for one more inside, sir.
This was one of the first movies I ever saw with this kind of, I don't want to spoil it too much for people who take it in, but it has a very, very cool ending, a very rewarding and an ending that's honestly been stolen from a million times now. So if you watch it now as a later movie viewer, it might feel familiar, I guess. But it was the first to have this style of a delivery, and it was very impactful for me when I saw it when I was young.
But trying to remember a dream is like, how shall I put it? Being out at night in a thunderstorm. There's a flash of lightning, and for one brief moment, everything stands out vivid and startling.
Definitely one of those endings where you're sitting there and the credits roll and you're like, motherfucker, like, oh my God, you just got me, you son of a bitch, you got me. But it's a great movie. It's a guy comes into a hotel where some people are sitting around talking, and he comes in saying, man, I'm having this bad feeling. I don't know what's going on. I can't shake this feeling of unease that something bad is about to happen.
And that's where my dream becomes a nightmare. A nightmare of horror.
Horror? What sort of horror?
And they decide to calm him down by telling him a couple of horror stories, because that's what you do. Yeah. But so each one of their stories becomes an anthology tale, and the way they wrap it all together in the end is really neat. It's a really neatly done movie. Very, very, very cool movie. Dead of Night, 1945 movie, black and white, directed by Alberto Cavalcante. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Aren't you glad you waited for that?
Yes.
All right, there we go.
Love his movies.
So we're having some fun talking horror movies with some of my favorite people, by the way, man. Until we get together in person, it's not a just world until we crack beers together, just so you know. So put that on your to-do list.
Agreed.
We shall break bread and take in a horror movie together in person.
Yes.
Fun.
We'll do that. It's on my to-do list.
All right.
But let's get back into the horror. And another great one, man. Corey's number 5, by the way, is where we're at on the list. And another great one. We are leaving out, we may not be giving Stephen King the love I originally thought we would, but we're giving love to the slashers here tonight on our show. And Leatherface, man, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Stop! Stop!
This is the movie that is just as real, just as close, just as terrifying as being there. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
Yeah, this for me is probably my favorite slasher. This is kind of a personal thing to me. I love the 80s cheesy stuff, but just lately, I don't know, I've been getting into the 70s. Like, really, to me, it feels real. When you watch that movie, it feels very disturbing.
Talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me is one of those that just really freaks me out.
Yeah.
Not even as a kid. I didn't see this when I was a kid, but as an adult, it kind of, freaks me out a little bit. Yeah, definitely my favorite slasher.
That's a very visceral, very violent, very, whereas Friday the 13th and Halloween kind of toyed with the violence a little bit.
Yeah.
Texas was like, this is where it's at, man. We're in your wheelhouse. This is the grittiness of it. We're going to, it was very disturbing.
It makes you feel gross for watching it. Like, it just makes, like, it's one of those horror movies, because there are so many different, like, all the subgenre stuff, just like music, but that is one that like makes you feel sick.
Yeah.
It makes you. Toby Hooper, of course, legendary director, not in no small part due to his involvement with this movie, by the way. But yeah, I mean that it does. You so well put. It makes you feel gross. It makes you feel dirty. It makes you feel. Whoa. Now I gotta wash this movie off.
One of the first. I'm not sure if it's the first kill, but the one when he hits the guy with the hammer.
Yeah.
It's right early in the movie. Gosh, that just the sound, you know. It's terrible. It's really bad. But so that's another.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of those things that sticks with you. It's really, really weird. But some of those 70s movies are real raw with that stuff.
So true. Well, the 80s, like we talked about a little bit earlier, the 80s really embraced the campiness and some of the comedic edges to it. Kind of, I feel like, maybe to soften the edges of what the 70s was putting out there, because the 70s was very visceral. It was very get you in your, Black Christmas and all those movies. It was very like get you in your house. You're not safe anywhere.
Yeah.
And I think that the campiness of the 80s is very much in response to the real darkness of the 70s movies. Like this one.
Kind of like a refresh everybody. Like, okay, let's reset a little bit.
So yeah, let's put some softer, let's laugh at it a little bit to take away some of the, and that was a very disturbing movie. I mean, it's still disturbing. It's disturbing to this day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I have to be in a certain mood when I watch that. Definitely. I can't like the a lot of the 80s ones I can just throw on in the background and just enjoy it, This one it's like I gotta be in a certain mood. I can't just put it on because it is quite disturbing to me.
Right. Yeah. And it's disturbing, and it's one of those, when I saw it, I was sleeping on my parents' bedroom for a couple of days. My other one, and I only mention it because it's not on our list anywhere, which is shocking to me. We're doing a horror movie list, and not one of us has the original Exorcist, which...
You guys gotta be crazy, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shocked at that, honestly.
It's a little weird.
And that one terrified me, too. So we'll have to we'll talk about that at a future date. But, yeah, the Exorcist was... I actually love... Well, we will talk a little bit about some Exorcist, though. There's a little foreshadowing for everybody there, though. That's not to say The Exorcist gets no love tonight, but the original, not on our list. Okay, well, let's move to Skully, and another of the iconic, images of horror, man, Hellraiser. I read the books.
Beyond any terror you have imagined. A nightmare.
No.
Unlike anything you have witnessed, is born. Because within these walls, the unholy is unleashed. Hellraiser.
Clive Barker, based on the Clive Barker, I believe the Hellbound books. Hellbound Heart was the book. But I read those books. I was a big Clive Barker guy. But yeah, Pinhead, man, great. Go ahead, Skull.
So when my parents first separated, my mom was dating this guy, and that was kind of like his movie thing. Like he would bring, he would introduce me to new movies, and he introduced me to Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
I was so freaked out. Oh my God. But I loved it. Just the image of the Pinhead guy, it was very, very fucking freaky. So I definitely love that one.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
You guys big Hellraiser fans?
Hellraiser's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the image of you walk in. Well, we were actually at a Halloween store today, and you always see the pinhead.
Where there's Cenobites everywhere.
Yeah, it's such a cool movie.
I love that movie. I'm a big Clive Barker guy. Like I said, I read a lot of his books, and he was somebody, especially in his writings, who really embraced that horror sexuality combination. He really toyed on that line. He had a short story where a guy was basically trying to create a Viagra, a pill to make a guy's dick hard, but he took the medicine and his dick took over his life. Like he was like going down the street, like raping men, women, animals, whatever. Like he couldn't stop his dick. He was like, he fucked until his dick literally falls off and shit. It's a crazy fucking story, but it's very Clive Barker. And the books are, and the Hellraiser story is an embracing of that. It's the sexuality, the pleasure and pain combination in equal measure. It very much toys with that idea. The boxes, deliver as equal measures pain and pleasure. And I've always been very fascinated by that concept, honestly,
Yeah.
There's apparently entire bondage groups and tropes that are dedicated to the Hellraiser lore even, which I find fascinating. So
I believe it.
Pretty funny. Pretty crazy. Do you want to, can I tie you up and rip chains through your flesh later? Does that sound good?
Thanks.
Oh,
Not
well,
that
fuck.
part.
No,
God
thanks.
damn it.
The second part didn't sound
That was
so
so
great.
polite. No thanks.
What a polite way to ask if you could rip me apart.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Oh, so good, man. Yeah, that's iconic. And I implore any fans of horror, Clive Barker, if you're a fan of Stephen King, Clive Barker, man. Underappreciated horror guy. So there you go. Good one. Very good one. Okay, so that brings us to Megan's number 5, which is a lot of these are based on books that I've read and enjoyed. Anne Rice novel, Interview with a Vampire.
What do you say we get started? So you want me to tell you the story of my life? I'll tell you my story. I'll tell you all of it. I'm flesh and blood, but not human. I haven't been human for 200 years. I can't stand this any longer.
You made us what we are, didn't you?
God kills indiscriminately, and so shall we.
You like dying? You condemn me to hell! Monster.
Unhappy family.
Take her, Louise. End her suffering and yours. But do not doubt, you are a killer.
I want some more.
Interview with the Vampire.
Tell me about
Yeah, and it's like not one that people think as a traditional horror movie because it gets roped in all these genres like thriller, horror, vampire movie, obviously, love story, all of that. But there's some like really brutal like vampire shit in it. And when he comes back to life and the swamp stuff, I love that movie. So I love Anne Rice. So and
I love Anne Rice too.
I read all of her stuff too. So
yeah, and that novel's a little darker than the movie in a couple of ways, which I appreciate. But I get why they did the movie, and I think the movie's fantastic. Well acted, of course. What a cast! Holy shit!
Oh yeah.
Gave us Kirsten Dunst's first big role, by the way, too. As the
I
little girl.
know.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's such I don't know if they could recreate, like, I don't know if they'd put a child in that role today.
Right.
Like, she was she played a grown woman in that role.
She sure did. Yeah. In my lifelong respect, I think she's an underappreciated actress. I think she's amazing in everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Her role in the season of Fargo, by the way, if people miss that, is so fucking good. She's so good on that. So good. But yeah, Interview with a Vampire, I suggest you take in all Anne Rice. I agree. Anne Rice is amazing.
Yeah.
As far as the vampire genre goes, she really hits it out of the park. And I like that she does a lot of like cool timepiece stuff, to the Victorian era and all that.
Yep.
I'm into all that shit. So
yep.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, there you go. 2 in a row based on novels that I love that were turned into movies that we love.
The movie was better. These two are wonderful.
Oh, well, then I just said a minute ago that we're not going to give any love to the original Exorcist. And it is crazy because that movie, you know, it's number one on a whole bunch of horror movie lists.
Yeah, pretty scary.
But I did include Exorcist 3 on my list.
Satan grows stronger.
You believe in possession, Father?
He has found a haven.
Come to take a little blood from you, Father.
He has taken possession.
The boy had been crucified.
His web widens.
I've just never seen anything like this in 20 years.
Inside this cell,
The killer drove an ingot into each of his eyes and cut off his head.
inside a man.
Who are you? I am no one.
A man we thought had died 17 years ago.
He is inside with us!
This time you're going to lose. The real terror is back. George C. Scott in William Peter Blatty's The Exorcist 3.
I fucking love Exorcist 3. I think it's better than the original. I know everybody's out there's going to chop my head off for this saying that. George C. Scott for me is an icon. He's one of my favorite actors ever. I think the storyline for that movie is fucking scary. I think the effects in it, the nurse, Exorcist 3 to me, I actually watched it again today, knowing we were going to do this today. And I put on Exorcist 3 today to prepare for our talk tonight, and I still love it just as much as I did the first time I watched it. Great movie.
You son of a bitch! I believe! In you.
The best movie of the Exorcist movies, including the original. Yeah, I said it.
Oh, shut up, dipshit.
Are you guys familiar with all of the Exorcist movies? The first one, do you know this one in particular, or?
You know what? I honestly feel bad saying that I'm not too familiar with this one.
Yeah.
I've seen the first one,
Obviously.
But I think that's cool that the third one in the series you like more than the first. So I definitely
that's very rare. Huh?
Well, and what's unfortunate about it is I think 2 is awful. And I fear that that's why so many people miss 3, man. I think a lot of people kind of slept on it. And again, the cast, you got Brad Dourif in it, who is, Brad Dourif's a horror icon in and of himself. Yeah. George C. Scott in a great role. It's just, I think 2 was so bad a lot of people slept on 3. And I implore you all, please make it a point. Watch it today. That's how good it is.
Okay, I'll definitely do that.
It's scary as fuck.
Yeah, I do remember trying to watch the second one, and I think I didn't even finish it. So I think that's what maybe, I think you're right. That definitely turned me off to even wanting to check anything else
so
out.
Unfortunate. 2 is such a horrible bridge between 1 and 3 that, I fear not many people made that journey. But I'm here tonight to tell you all to please do so. Skip 2. Fuck 2. Don't even watch 2. Go right to 3.
Cool.
It's worth it.
Nice.
And then email me and tell me how amazing George C. Scott is in it, because he's amazing in everything. He's, patent. So there you go. All right, so we gave Exorcist some love. We didn't give the original some love, and I know we're going to get so shit on by some people for that. I just feel it coming.
Well, he could be wrong. Anybody could be wrong.
I don't think he is.
I've never been wrong about this kind of thing before.
And hey, maybe we deserve it, but fuck you guys. So, all right. Let's move on to number 4. Another great fucking movie. They tried to remake it. I don't love the remake necessarily, but Fright Night, man. The original Fright Night. I love both of the first 2, by the way. I like them both.
I have a vampire living next door to me, and he's gonna kill me if I don't protect myself.
The vampire cannot enter your house without being invited first.
This is our next door neighbor, Jerry Dandridge.
Hello, Charlie.
Fright Night!
Yeah, you totally, for sure. But yeah, Friday Night, man, another fun one, dude. I like I said, everybody's probably getting an idea of how I like the comedy kind of fun.
You have a very much a genre. Your style is coming through for sure.
Yeah. Evil, dude. Evil is such an awesome character.
What have you done to me? Ow!
He's just what, I don't know. He kind of makes that movie for me.
So, yeah, well, he's great, man. He was an underappreciated actor back then too. Whatever happened to that guy? Like, he was big in the '80s for a couple of things and then disappeared.
Yeah. I like the "You're So Cool, Brewster."
Oh, you're so cool, Brewster. I can't stand it.
I love that. That's so awesome, man.
Fuck, man, yeah. So, and Roddy McDowall, don't forget Roddy McDowall in an amazing role as Peter Vincent in there. Basically, a take on a Vincent Price role, basically.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's such a cool. I like that in the plot too. That he's they go to him for help, and he's like, he has no idea what's going on.
No idea, right? Yeah.
He's like,
I just do a TV show about this shit. I don't know what you guys are doing. What the fuck?
You're Peter Vincent, the great vampire killer. That is a character in a movie.
So good, man. Yeah, Evil Ed, man. Evil Ed, buddy. Can't get wrong. What a great fucking movie, man. What year did the original come out? 1985. Good grief. Skully was 3. I was already out getting in trouble by then.
I was not born.
Yeah, I wasn't born either.
Oh my goodness, you hear that?
Before my time.
I think I'd already been arrested a few. No, anyway, let's move on. So we're going to give a little bit more love to Alfred Hitchcock here because Skully's next on the list. What Jaws did for going in the water, this movie did for just walking down the fucking street anytime you saw a bunch of birds flying above you.
Oh my God.
The birds.
Yes.
That's the damnedest thing I ever saw. I don't know. It seemed to swoop down at you deliberately.
Birds are not aggressive creatures, miss. They bring beauty into the world. It is mankind, rather, who insists upon making it difficult for life to exist upon this planet. I have never known birds of different species to flock together. The very concept is unimaginable. Why, if that happened, we wouldn't have a chance.
It's the end of the world. Thus saith the Lord God unto the mountains and the hills and the rivers and the valleys. Behold, I, even I, shall bring a sword upon you, and I will devastate your high places.
What do you think they were after?
I think they were after the children.
For what purpose?
To kill them.
For real, I mean, to this day, would you guys see like more than just a flock of birds? If there's ever, a couple too many, you're like, what the fuck's going on here, man?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if it's like crows or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's what the fuck, guys?
So true, man.
Yeah, this movie really, really scared me.
Affected me. I saw it young.
Yeah, well, me too. And they did it really well.
They did. Yeah. I still go around telling people, don't go to Bodego Bay. Don't go to because the birds are going to get you.
We watched that in school.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
I think that's where I saw it the first time. Yeah, and it was so scary.
So scary. And I fell in love with Tippi Hedren in that movie. The Jessica Tandy's in that, by the way, who everybody knows when she got older. But Tippi Hedren, who there's a great, by the way, side story. There's a great documentary on the love that Alfred Hitchcock apparently stalked her for a minute. It's crazy shit. But yeah, Tippi Hedren, The Birds is such a great fucking movie, man. Terrifying. Still to this day, effective movie for it being made 1963.
Wow.
By the way. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Wow.
So ahead of its time. Hitchcock was genius.
Guy thinks he's Hitchcock.
Who? And there's, it's funny to me, they have like the birds, or I think there's even like a bees one, right?
The ants.
The ants.
Right.
They made all these crazy ones. When I was a teenager, me and my friends were going to make the killer daddy long leg. You know how they say like the daddy long leg's actually like one of the most deadliest spiders, but
they're the most poisonous spiders
as humans.
Right.
So we were like, oh, this freak accident made a huge one. So of course, like it's big enough to now like destroy the humans. And,
hey, you guys want to go in? We'll make this movie together. What's up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Jesus, that sounds like a bad X-Men movie.
Perfect. All right, there you go. We're gonna have our own version of the birds.
I'm in. I'm in. Let's do it. I say let's do it. We can make our own movie. You know.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their start somewhere. And speaking of which, that leads us greatly into our next movie. Everybody knows Jennifer Aniston, of course, from Friends and a million things, but where she got her start from. And that's from the next movie on our list, which is Megan's number 4, Leprechaun.
The luck of the Irish is being packed and shipped to a little town in South Dakota whose luck may have just run out.
You got the back door, right?
No!
You gotta stop the bleeding. We're like really scared.
You can kill anything. What the hell are you? You just gotta know how to do it.
Leprechaun.
It's out. It's out of the crate.
Yes.
I love this movie, by the way.
And that was pre-nose job.
Pre-nose job, Jennifer Aniston. Yes.
I had to add this to my list because
it's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so bad.
It's so bad. It's so good. Right. It's campy perfectness.
It is. And I remember, like, this movie is so memorable for me because it's one of the first horror movies that I saw as a very small child. And I was at a sleepover with one of my best friends. Her parents had gone to bed. And, like, we found this VHS and we watched it. And, like, the swearing in it, this little shit.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
Oh my God. And who doesn't love like Warwick Davis running around
Warwick Davis, yep, 1993.
killing people as a freaking leprechaun.
Well, and I say Jennifer
leprechaun.
Aniston was still hot even before the nose job, by the way. So, but I mean, she was hotter after it, but she was still hot back then. But yeah, you know, the movie she wants to forget, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, which is so funny.
I love it.
Like a million of these movies too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's literally like 9. I think that's another one. One of them's in outer space somehow.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we have it. We have it. Yeah.
What is it about every horror movie that they have to do one in New York or Manhattan?
Oh yeah, there's like a Leprechauns in the Hood or something.
Right, Leprechauns in the Hood. Right. Yeah, that's
like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Hey, way to ruin a good thing, you know. But the original Leprechaun is great. You're right. The little wisecracking Leprechaun, man, can't be beautifuln's. I love it. It's bad and good. You're perfectly put.
This old lep, he played one. He played pogo on his lawn. Teach you to steal me gold.
My number 4 is they've redone this movie a million times. There's about 1,000 versions of the invasions of the Body Snatchers.
Oh.
And I'm a big fan of the 1978 version.
They come from a dying world. They drift through the universe, pushed on by the solar winds. They adapt, and they survive. The function of all life is survival. Sleep. Sleep. Now, the classic fear begins to grow.
We're being cornered.
In a modern masterpiece of science fiction.
They're barricading the street.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. From deep space, the seed is planted. Terror grows.
I know there's one in, I believe, 56, and there's like 3 that took place in the 90s, but one with Gabrielle Anwar that's pretty good. But Donald Sutherland, you know, this was the 1978. It's, believe it or not, it's a PG movie, but I find it still to be effectively scary. It's still an effectively scary. Philip Kaufman directed it. Donald Sutherland, Brooke Adams, an early role for Jeff Goldblum, who was on our list quite a few times here tonight.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman was in a remake they did recently, even that wasn't too terrible. But basically, the pods come and take us over. The aliens come and take over our bodies and shit. A story that's been stolen a million times over, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
It's stolen for a reason.
That stuff creeps me out a lot.
I hate alien movies. They freak me out.
Yeah, that's the all-time scariness for me. Probably why they're not in my top 10 because I don't like to watch them.
Yeah. We do have to mention that Aliens is omitted from our list. We covered it on a sci-fi show we did recently, but none of us have Aliens on our list. The movie Aliens.
Yeah, I was real close to putting that.
Yeah.
Crazy. It gets a lot of sci-fi love from us, so it certainly qualifies as horror. But
yep.
You know.
Yeah.
But so anybody out there who's missing that from our list, go watch our sci-fi show. We talk about it. And this one is certainly sci-fi. Anything that involves aliens could be sci-fi, could be horror, could be whatever. But
yeah.
I've always found the concept of something being able to replicate itself as one of us to be particularly horrifying, which I'm sure is why they steal it so many times over and over and over again, because it's effective. But there you go. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I meant to look up, and I didn't do so. Maybe I will by the time we edited this. But how many versions of that story have actually been done?
Oh, yeah.
Easily 20 or more. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, yeah. Good stuff. But Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. Go get it. Donald Sutherland, Kiefer's dad, in a great role. All right, boom, boom, boom. Into our final threes, you guys. Final threes. And Corey's number 3, man, I love, love, love this movie. I'm so glad that Chucky made our list. Another iconic character. I know I said I wouldn't say iconic, and I've said it 40 more times, but it just applies. But Child's Play, sir. Talk to me about Child's Play.
Everyone knows most accidents happen at home.
How did that happen?
This is no accident.
Andy!
I'm Detective Mike Norris, homicide.
Andy!
Miss Peterson's dead, Miss Barkley. She fell from the kitchen window.
Someone's moved in with the Barkley family, and so has terror.
Andy, I know who was on the couch. Andy!
Who, Andy?
Chucky. Nobody believes you about Chucky.
There's nothing nice about murder. And there's nothing innocent about Child's Play.
Yeah, Child's Play. Another one where, I don't know, my parents thought it would be okay to let me watch this because there's a doll in it. You know what I mean? Maybe every kid has seen this as a child.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. There's something about it. It's like, oh, it's a doll. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, right, for sure.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch! You filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
Gosh, Chucky's so awesome. Like,
yeah, it's so awesome, man. Voiced by the great Tom Dorff, who I just talked about a minute ago.
Yeah. Such a great performance too.
Brad Dorff, excuse me. Yeah, dude.
It's just going after this kid, man. It's so evil.
For several movies, he's going after that poor fucking kid. Like he follows him to boot camp in one movie. Like, okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a funny movie too.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
I've seen that a few times.
Well, see, and that's another one that follows in the Nightmare on Elm Street vein, where the first one's a straight up horror movie. It's a straight up scary movie.
Yeah.
They do become campy and kind of funny and make fun of itself as it develops, but
yeah.
Yeah, he has the girlfriend.
The girlfriend. Well, Jennifer Tilly's involvement.
Yeah, she's so great.
Yeah,
she's so great. Oh my God.
Yes. that gives it another few levels of cred because I love Jennifer Tilly. I love Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, I just started following her on Instagram, and she's posting all these really rad, like, her on set with Chucky, and
awesome.
even I think there's even some old throwback things she's posting. It's so cool.
That's fun.
The doll version of her is so awesome, so good.
Yeah.
I love it. She's a big poker player. I love her. Well, let me ask you on the topic of Child's Play, did you care for the remake of that they just redid a couple years ago?
I don't think we watched that one, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we do that one? See,
They're us, but backwards. You guys are us, but backwards.
We're like opposite.
Yes, we did, babe. Yes, we did.
I don't remember.
I like it because I'll tell you, I have a particular weakness for Aubrey Plaza. So they got me by casting her in it. Although I probably would have hated it.
Remember that? It's Aubrey. Yeah.
I mean,
I remember it.
Aubrey
It's great.
Plaza. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I love her, so
Yeah, she makes everything great. So
she really does. She's great. She's a modern day Winona Ryder in so many ways for me. So
yeah, I can see that.
She would be a great fucking teen angst. She's that teen angst, but in her 20s, like Winona Ryder.
Well, you like how dirty she is.
And I do like that her role in that goddamn Grandpa movie. Every line out of it is fucking ridiculous.
For what it's worth, I still really want to fuck you.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna thunder fuck.
You're gonna tsunami on my face.
You're gonna flood like the Nile.
Yeah, I guess the drought in my pussy's finally over.
She's great. But yeah, Chucky, man, Child's Play, great choice, sir. Great choice, Mr. Corey, sir. Oh yeah, Scully and Megan have the same number three.
We do.
And this is a director I have a particular affinity for, an actress I have a particular affinity for, but you guys have Gremlins on your list.
What is it? It's your new pet. Number one, you gotta keep him out of bright light. Number two, keep him away from water. It's incredible. And probably the most important thing, don't ever feed him after midnight.
Billy, what are these things?
Gremlins.
How come a cute little guy like this can turn into 1,000 ugly monsters?
I'll bet every kid in America would like to have one. They might even replace the dog as the family pet.
It's so good.
Yeah, this is one I saw very young. I think this is another one where, like, the cute little fuzzy thing, like you were allowed to see it because it was just that, and then it turns really bad pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh, they've come for me. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready.
It is a horror movie. People say, I had a friend of mine earlier, we were telling him we were doing the show, they were looking at our list, and he was like, oh, you guys got Gremlins on it, but it very much qualifies. I definitely agree.
It does. Oh, yeah. It's also a Christmas movie. Yeah. So
I agree.
That is so funny. That was exactly the next line that was said earlier.
Yeah, well, it is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is too, by the way.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
it is.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
And I love to as well, Gremlins in New York, like you just said.
Everything has to go to New York.
Yep.
With the scene where the ones dancing and doing the whole
all the different versions, the bat one and all that.
Yeah. So
I like the little flasher one.
Oh yeah.
When they throw one of them in the blender.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh,
yeah.
God, that's so
awesome.
Well, directed by the great Joe Dante, who I love. He directed The Burbs, which is a movie I love. We'll love forever. Phoebe Cates, man.
Yeah.
Right there with Winona Ryder for me as far as, all-time loves. So
right.
I love her.
Who was the guy in the movie?
Zach Galligan.
Okay.
Zach Galligan.
Yeah.
He ended up in quite a few things too over the years.
Yeah,
but
I recognize him for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that for sure.
1984, you guys. 1984.
We just watched something with Zach Galligan in it too.
What was it?
I like
can't
him.
remember, but I recognized his face because he had a ton of facial hair.
Yeah,
We saw him at one of the cons a few years ago, probably like 3 years ago, and
he does a lot
did
of
a
those,
Q&A with him.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, let's see. Is he's still working? So according to he's still doing this thing, man. Going with your bad self.
Oh, it was a Kevin Smith movie. I remember that now.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Kevin Smith.
I can see that.
I'm looking forward to the new Clerks. I can't help it. I'm a Kevin Smith
Yes.
guy. I love. I don't know if you saw it, but I got a birthday shout out from the dude that plays Dante on Clerks.
Hey, Chris, or shall I call you the Crypt from the Metal-O-Mania show. It's your good friend here, Brian O'Holler, and you may know me from such great films as Clerks, Clerks 2, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, and many, many more. Plus, the upcoming Clerks 3. That's right, we're about to start filming that. And hey, man, love to hear that Metal-O-Mania internet radio show. Rock on, brother. And if you aren't out there listening to Metal-O-Mania with the Crypt as the host, I don't know what you're doing. Hopefully, I'll see you in theaters for Clerks 3 next year. We'll see you then. Peace.
Oh, cool.
That was very cool to me. It means a lot to me.
Yeah.
I'm a
That's
big Clerks
incredible,
guy.
yeah. I grew up with all those movies. So.
Fuck yeah, man. Can't go wrong.
Fuck, motherfuck, noise.
Yeah, we watched that on our first date.
Oh, really? Awesome. See, there you go. That's
No, we watched all of them.
Oh, we watched all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't go wrong. Kevin
Yeah.
Smith, man. You can't. I still love Chasing Amy. I love that movie.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Over or underweight guys that don't get laid. They're our bread and butter.
All right. Well, Gremlins, great movie.
Gremlins, yes, are both our number 3s.
Great stuff. And now we really are getting to where we're giving the director some love. And that sets up my number 3 in such a big way. My number 3 is Suspiria.
Roses are red, violets are blue, but the iris is the flower that will mean the end of it.
You can run from Suspiria. You can hide from Suspiria. But you cannot escape. Suspiria.
And I love this movie so much that despite the fact that I've heard the new one is good from several people, I just can't bring myself to watch it yet because the first one means so much to me. Honestly, the first Suspiria movie was the first ever movie in my life that made me say, who the fuck directed this? Like, this is crazy. What the, the visuals and the sound and the use of color in such a vibrant splash it across your face way. And that movie is such an experience, honestly. Dario Argento, of course, being the director, who I love. I even love his daughter, Asia Argento. And the storyline behind it, the academy and what's really going on there the whole time.
Fräulein? She's interested in your favorite subject, witches.
It's got such a slow burn with figuring out what's happening in the school and stuff that, to me, it's the perfect movie. Suspiria is a perfect movie. Perfect.
Peter, it's so good. It's like the perfect movie.
This is what everyone always says.
That's cool.
Are you guys Suspiria fans?
I actually don't. I don't think I've seen the original, but I think I've seen the remake.
The remake they did I've heard it's good. I just haven't been able to bring myself to watch it yet.
That was the one that I watched.
I think we might have watched the remake.
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
That didn't stick with me, so I actually am really curious to watch the original.
And see, it's difficult to rewatch things today. I tell people all the time as metalheads, I know we got a lot of young metalheads that run around here and give Slayer no love. And in a way, I get it. If you're a new person and you just came along, you might not. It does fall into a million bands for you, and I can get where it might not be, that thing for you.
Yep.
But when it came out, if you were there, if you were part of that scene, it was one of very few things like it. There was nothing else like Slayer. It was groundbreaking. And you can't make someone relive that experience, no matter how much you explain it to them, no matter how much you try to tell them. You just can't. And then very much in that way, Suspiria may have some of that. But I hope that you watch it, and I hope that you appreciate it's such a groundbreaking movie. Though its use of visuals, it's an experience. It's not just a movie. It is an experience to watch that movie. So please check it out. I implore you.
Awesome.
I implore you, Dario Argento. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, that's our 3. Only 2 left apiece.
Woohoo!
And we'll dive into them now.
I saved the best for last.
Number 2 is on both of your lists. You both share your same number 2.
We just watched this the other night.
Yeah, I got to say, it's not only one of my favorite horror movies. This is one of my favorite movies ever, period, regardless of genre or whatever. Yeah. The Lost Boys.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
No. It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire?
So where are you? The flying nun?
I'm your brother, Sammy. Help me!
Stay back! Stay back!
What's happening to me, Star?
Get yourself a good sharp steak. Drive it right through his heart.
You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a damn blood-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till Mom finds out, buddy.
Yeah,
The Lost Boys. I don't remember where I first watched this movie, but it's always stuck with me. It's like one of those where I can just put it in all the time and always enjoy it.
Yep.
Every time, yeah.
Yeah, every time, yeah.
How many times have you watched The Lost Boys in your life? Literally triple digits, right? I mean,
oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah,
like
me too.
there's phases where I'll watch it like twice a week or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know, or at least in the background or something. It's like, oh, what am I in the mood for? And it's like, if you can't think of anything, it's like, oh, let's just do Lost Boys. Perfect.
Motherfucker, I'm trying to watch The Lost Boys, you know?
Perfect. Amazing cast, amazing
Frog
soundtrack.
Brothers. Yeah, the Frog Brothers of we fight for truth, justice, and the American way.
Right. Hey, man. Read this.
I told you, I don't like horror comics.
Think of it more as a survival manual. There's a number on the back. And pray that you never need to call us.
I'll pray I never need to call you. Sure.
And the American way. I love the Frog Brothers, man.
Yeah.
So good. Their interaction, and of course, they're right about my age. So when that movie came out, I was the Frog Brothers' age. You know, those guys were so fucking cool to me, man. I love the Corey brothers so much.
Yeah. You know? It's cool you mentioned that. When I was a kid and I saw that too, it was like, oh, I want to be those guys. Like, I want to be the vampire kids, you know, like I want to, you know, make the stakes and go look for these vampires. Yeah.
Oh, I dressed like Corey Haim in that movie for like 2 years of my life when I was that age. The white over jacket with the, you know, the blue T-shirt underneath, the Miami Vice look, for lack of a better.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Dude, that's awesome. You bring up the outfits. They're insane. They're over the top.
They're over the top. They're so good, man. So fucking what a great movie. Kiefer Sutherland, of course, the vampire role. I'm going to mention, we can't do a movie list around here without me mentioning all the women I loved in all the movies, from like Barbara Crampton and everything. But Jamie Gertz, I mean, I've loved Jamie Gertz my whole life from that movie. You know, so good, man.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Lost Boys? What's the first scene that jumps out at you?
Oh, I don't even know.
I think the maggots, the scene where he's eating the rice. What's just rice? What are you doing? You know, that shit is great. Good stuff.
Yeah. I like the grandpa too. I like the scene where he's giving him a tour of the house and he opens the fridge. And he's like, the bottom shelf is mine.
Second shelf is mine. That's where I keep my root beers and my double thick Oreo cookies. Nobody touches the second shelf but me. Now, there's another rule around here, and I want you to pay close attention. Don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Oh, the TV guide too. Yeah. Like, oh, you got a TV, Grandpa? No, you got the TV guide. You don't need to watch the TV.
Yeah, I don't need the TV. I just got the TV guide, right?
That's a
Dude.
weird
You
guy.
moved us to the #1 city and the murder capital of the world.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
And no one's gonna mention the saxophone player.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
gonna do
to.
it.
You have to.
You're welcome.
The scene nobody asked for, but we desperately needed.
Yeah.
Like, there's like no words for that because how or why is a big one. But
Well, think about the impact, though. All you did was mention it, and I heard, I still believe.
Yep.
I'm about to go have a big sax solo here. So
you can get him to do cameos.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to.
Well, that'd be an awesome cameo.
That dude needs to do a Metal-O-Mania shout out for sure.
Dude, there you go.
He needs to be like, Metal-O-Mania, I still believe.
I wonder if it's extra to get him oiled up.
We need more petroleum oil.
Yeah. How cool was that movie, though, man? We wanted to be those kids. I wanted to move to fucking, out where there was the beach right there and all that. Just fucking movie. All right, well, let's move on to, I believe, your number 2, Miss Scully. And again, book series that I read, but back to a little bit of Clive Barker love. But Candyman.
The legend first appeared in 1890. He was attacked, mutilated, and burned to death. Poor Candyman.
Everyone knows he isn't real. Everyone. Except Helen Lyle.
Bernadette. It ain't safe around here. I don't scare too easy. Don't know about Ruthie Jean? They ain't never gonna catch him. Who? Candyman. Who is that?
I came for you.
Do I know you?
Now she is about to discover
Helen? Get out! Get out!
what's behind the mystery.
You're sick.
What's behind the legend.
Listen, he's under the bed!
And most terrifying of all, come with me. What's behind the mirror.
He's here.
Candyman, you don't have to believe. Just beware.
They're about to release a new installment on this, which I am excited about. Tony Todd's involved, Tony Todd, excuse me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But Candyman, tell me about Candyman.
That scared me. I was genuinely freaked out. And that was right around the age where you'd watch that at like slumber parties. You know what I mean? And then your friends would fuck with you.
Right.
Well, yeah.
And that movie, just the idea of it and the look of it all, he was definitely fucking scary.
He was scary.
Even like they showed you the monster and it was still fucking scary.
Still scary, yeah.
It didn't take anything away, in my opinion, on that one.
At all.
So, yeah.
I've always been particularly terrified by the idea that you could do something and not be aware of it. The fact that she woke up and had the blood and the knife in her hand and couldn't remember what happened, and they assumed she killed the child and all that. Those particular type of scenes, I know everybody hates the second Blair Witch movie, but there's that whole sequence where people did a bunch of things that people don't remember. I've always found that to be a particularly bothersome thought. Like, fuck, I did it and I have no recollection of it. That's fucking terrifying to me. And Candyman really plays up on that in quite a dark and deep way that very effectively scary. I think all of those movies are scary, but the first one is straight fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Be my victim. Be my victim.
Yep, it's another one of those you just see it as a kid and it just really messes with you.
Forever. And man, does Tony Todd got a voice for horror or what? I mean,
You're mine now.
Tonight our congregation shall witness a new miracle.
Good Lord. I want that guy's voice. You know, you can have Morgan Freeman do your voiceover. I'll take Tony Todd.
Yeah, that's so true.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's good shit. What a great movie. Great movie. Great choice, Skully. Candyman is a great choice. So, number 2 on my list, and we're going back to some Cronenberg here, man, because I am a big Cronenberg guy. And it's a shame to find out that James Woods is apparently quite a douchebag in real life, because he's in so many movies I love, and Videodrome is iconic for me.
Max Wren is a victim.
I woke up with a headache.
He has been exposed to Videodrome.
I've been hallucinating for a while, ever since... What? Since I first saw Videodrome.
His brain is already receiving video images. I think that massive doses of Videodrome signal will ultimately produce and control hallucination to the point that it will change human reality. Soon, his visions will coalesce and become uncontrollable flesh. Television can change your mind. Videodrome will change your body.
Videodrome, to me, this movie had such an impact on me. It will never go away from me. I watch this movie at least twice a year. I think James Woods deserves a million awards that he never got for that movie even. The fact that Debbie Harry, the great Debbie Harry, is in it as the female lead, I think it gives it such thick layers of coolness on top of it already being a cool movie. You know, we talked a little bit earlier about David Cronenberg and his being synonymous with body horror. That certainly applies here. The videotape scene will stay with you forever if you've seen this movie. You know, the gun that becomes a part of his hand, and this movie is just so twisted and fucked up, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I watch this movie all the time still.
Death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh.
Are you guys fans?
Another one I have not.
I've not seen
watched
that.
it, and I feel terrible.
Are you Cronenberg fan? Well, you are Cronenberg fans, I know.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I wrote it down, so we're
the very best Cronenberg movie ever, and that I realized the levity of that statement as I make it. The best Cronenberg movie ever.
That's some heavy shit, man.
Videodrome, truly. James Woods' role in it, and Debbie Harry. Debbie Harry is in this movie, you guys.
Yeah, that's rad.
It is so cool, man. What year? I meant to check that. 1983, a 1983 movie.
I can't believe I haven't seen that. I don't know. That's just weird. I have not seen it.
Oh, we're gonna watch that tonight then.
I was gonna say, you watch it all the time. I've never seen it.
I watch it literally all the time. It's such a fixture. James Wood plays the guy that's a TV programmer, and he's looking for that next level of. He's an internet guy before the internet. You know, he's trying to find the most graphic content he can get his hands on. He's trying to, grow an audience with really fucked up content. And he finds this. Well, I don't even want to spoil it. You got to watch it.
Well, why don't you go and find out yourself? Send me a postcard.
It's a movie that'll stay with you forever. There's 2 scenes in particular that will never, ever leave your mind as long as you live. And David Cronenberg, man. David Cronenberg. If you leave this earth and haven't seen everything David Cronenberg has created, you have done yourself a disservice. That's part of the. You get that. That's part of the ride. That's part of the ride on the marble with David Cronenberg. Man. So, there you go. All right, Videodrome. My apologies. I'll stop riffing.
Love it.
No,
I love it.
I love it so much, though. You have to watch it.
I'm very excited about it.
All right. Well, I tell you what. We'll do me and Corey's number 1 last because it's the same one.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's do Scully's number 1 first, if we may, and that is The Great Poltergeist.
Its form is revealed.
What is it?
Its focus is clear. And the games are over. Poltergeist. It knows what scares you.
This is the very first movie that I will say scared me. Like, I remember sleeping on the floor of either my mom's floor or in my big sister's, room, because this movie, I was supposed to have gone to bed. I was so young, I was not even allowed to have seen this movie. And, when you're young and like there's, your older cousins and your older sisters, everybody's there and they're all allowed to stay up, like I snuck out of bed and I was like standing in the hallway, like looking around the corner, you know what I mean? And scared the shit out of myself. I was like, oh my God. Like, I wish that I had not done that.
Did yourself dirty.
It was like, I think even perfectly with the scene with her like crawling out of the TV, and it just did me wrong. Like, I don't think I could even watch a TV on like the static screen. Like, hurry up and put the fucking cable on. Hurry up. Like we used to go from Nintendo to cable, like back in the day. It's like, oh my God, like hurry up, because just that static screen. I'm like, the girl's gonna crawl out.
They're here.
And that had that impact, man, forever.
Yeah. I don't even know what the movie was about. I have not watched it to this day.
Awesome. Oh my God. Yeah.
Well, it's such a stolen from trope, the Indian burial ground. Every time you hear the words Indian burial ground, it's a reference to the Poltergeist movie.
Peter, we wouldn't have to be messing around with ghosts if you hadn't desecrated those Indian remains.
Probably a bad time to mention I'm wearing the skull as an athletic cup.
Oh, and the old lady?
Oh, iconic role from her.
Oh my God, she was fucking so scary with that voice.
Crossover, children! All are welcome! All welcome!
An early Craig T. Nelson role for him was in that before his coach days and everything. Mm-hmm. Well, and that movie went on to develop the whole curse. Many people may realize. Not only, so many people involved with that movie had horrific things happen to them. Heather O'Rourke, the little girl, had basically, they misdiagnosed a stomach issue, which led to her death. The sister from that movie was horrifically murdered, while that pussy, I forget the guy's name, but some actor that was a friend of hers stood inside the house while she was murdered on the front porch and did nothing, by the way. What a shitbag. But she was killed on her porch. So the Poltergeist movie is scary. But there's so much more to it that's developed over the years. You know what I mean? It seems, it's become a movie that's known for the curse that attaches to it as well. Yep. So it's almost become an extra layer of scary over the years, if you will. Right? Like the Twilight Zone movie and
Exorcist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And again, Toby Hooper, not to be overlooked, Toby Hooper from Texas Chainsaw Love was behind the original Poltergeist. So
yeah.
Great underappreciated director, man. Toby Hooper. Us horror fans love him, but not enough people do, in my opinion. All right, well, Megan's number one, and it's funny we should end on a little bit of Bruce Campbell Evil Dead love, because we opened with some.
Yeah.
But the first Evil Dead is your number one, and I'm so glad it is. I love it so much.
I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
You just can't say enough good things about that. It's got everything, and it's so low budget and so great.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing.
It defines that genre in so many ways.
Does.
That campy comedy meets horror thing. It's such a perfect meld of those things.
Yep.
Now, granted, the first one, the original Evil Dead, does tend more to the horror. It does embrace the campiness, but the other two become very campy. But the first one is a horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I always like how unique, you could just tell how unique the vision is of Sam Raimi, you know, talking about him. Like some of those, I guess I might be more talking about Evil Dead 2, but some of those camera shots where they do those extreme close-up cuts of like the chainsaw or, you know, whatever. Some of that stuff is really cool. Like,
oh yeah,
definitely, and that's copied in movies now too. I noticed.
Right, he was a game
A
changer.
lot of
with
movies
that.
take from that. A lot of movies take from a lot of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah.
Even there was like, I remember a few years ago we watched Sharknado, and like at one point he's got like the chainsaw arm, and I'm like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Wait, the Evil Dead 1 and 2 in particular do tend to blend in your brain over a while, you know.
Yes,
so.
and that I think that's where that is.
His physical horror is unparalleled, man. I mean, so good. The Farewell to Arms is the book that he uses. I mean, when he cuts his hand off, it's so good.
It's great. Yeah. I always wonder, like, because I've read a lot of, you know, like how they made these movies and stuff, or how they made some of those practical effects, where there's parts where they had literally cut a hole in the floor and have people, you know, one guy sticking with his feet under the floor and the other person, you know, all this crazy effects stuff that they do. I always wonder how cool it would have been to be there making that, you know.
How cool indeed, man. I wish to be a fly on those walls, brother, you know.
Yeah.
And again, the impact that they would have, they obviously had no idea, but the impact that they had with those their techniques and their way, you know, and honestly his overusage of blood and gore and, you know, the splashy sound making and shit, you know. He was one to really incorporate that squishy sound make effects to stuff, you know. It was you can't understate that stuff. It's, you know.
Yeah. Man, I wish I was, I wonder what was going through his head, because some of that stuff is so crazy.
So crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, again, I can't wait for the next installment. I can't wait. I hope Bruce Campbell's in it, but whether he is, I mean, he's such a legend for so many things, but like, I love all of his crazy, goofy horror. Bubba Hotep is one of my I love that.
Yeah. We watched that one pretty regularly. I liked his film My Name is Bruce.
Yep.
Oh, I love that movie. So great. He's like, I'm just an actor.
Let's hear it for Mr. Bruce Campbell. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Well, it's just another day in the life of a hero.
Yeah.
I love all those movies that embrace that, you know, crossover of real life into the art thing. I think that shit's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, I even dug the Freddy Nightmare one where they did you know, they were going after the actress. A lot of people didn't care for that one, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the like New Nightmare.
New Nightmare, right? Yeah. I think I dug it. I know a lot of people that wasn't their favorite, but
it's not my fault this bitch is dead on her feet.
That does bring us to our final movie of our chat here tonight, because me and Corey have chosen the same number one, and it is the legendary John Carpenter, The Thing.
100,000 years ago, it found its way into our galaxy. Trapped in the frozen wasteland of Antarctica, it could not escape. Now the men of Station 4 have made a monumental discovery. An alien creature had frozen, but not to death. And man,
it isn't Phoenix,
is the warmest place to hide.
I'll let you start, sir. Go ahead.
Again, dude, John Carpenter. There's not enough good things I can say about him, and I think you mentioned this earlier, the assimilation of like this alien into human form, and you don't know, the whole movie, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, you don't know who's infected. They're all against each other and and they're stuck together. And that's crazy, man.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
It's such a claustrophobic movie. Yeah.
Just the attention to detail from Carpenter. I follow a Facebook group, and there's still people that talk about all these little tiny details, and I got to look into it more. But it's like they're trying to watch the movie. You know, if you watch the movie and just try to pick out these little tiny minute details of, you know, trying to figure out who got infected first, or
there's cool little hints. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'm trying to remember who was it that had a coat or a jacket or something from somebody that was ripped or whatever, and they're trying to piece together the time frame of like when this. Okay, so this guy had to have been infected at this point, you know, and it's so tweaky. You know that John Carpenter had all those things in his head.
Oh well, he was very like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and think of the impact that movie made, where like literally that movie was 1982. I like to tell people all the time, two of my favorite things came out of the year 1982, The Thing and Skully.
I'm trying to get laid.
And, you know, here we are this many years later where there's Facebook groups picking apart scenes. I've seen people had heated debates over who was the alien in the last scene of that movie recently. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're still trying to dissect this movie, and you can still find things that you didn't see that, you know, the first run through. So that's actually been on my mind lately. And this is a movie I watch through every winter that comes up. I watch it like just all the time, like weekly.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
A great Kurt Russell movie. One of my favorite Kurt Russell movies ever, and I'm a big Kurt Russell fan. So. Yeah,
me too. You know. He's great, dude. So good. I have to give a big shout out to Big Trouble in Little China too.
Oh, you have to. It's a great movie.
Not horror related, but one of my favorites too.
So beggars can't be choosers.
John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. What a great combo.
If for those Metal-O-Maniacs out there, if you missed it, we got with Thralls of Metal and we did a countdown of great 80s comedy movies. Nice. So there might be some Big Trouble in Little China love out there on that one. So
nice. For sure. Yeah.
We got into a big argument over what was the best Kurt Russell role. Like somebody said, I said Snake Plissken from the Escape from New York movie.
I don't give a fuck about your war or your president.
Yep.
You know, some people said The Thing. Some people said Big Trouble in Little China. But
did anyone mention Tombstone?
That is a particularly fantastic role. Yeah.
He's savage in that, dude.
Yeah.
You tell him I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. So the last scene in the Thing, man, you know, did you get it the first time which one was the alien, or did you? Because I didn't. I had to.
No, not at all. I think I rewatched it the first time, like the next day or something. I'm like, I got to figure this out. That's how cool that is.
It is, man. Stays with you forever. And the blood scene where they stick the hot metal in the blood, man. That scene is fucking.
Get away from me! Retreating! What is it?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
There's a really cool video game they made of this, which I don't normally like video games that are made off of TV or off of movies, but they did a really great game because it's like you play a character where it's the same thing. You're just in this world, and then you don't know who's infected, and people start freaking out at you, and you have to either get them to calm down, or you have to like isolate them or kill them or whatever. It's crazy. It's a really good game.
I might have to check it out because anything based on The Thing, man, I like.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on the, I guess, prequel is the best way to put it, that they did a few years ago?
I didn't watch the prequel. Did we watch it? No. I didn't watch it. No. I will have to pick that out.
I get it because it is almost sacrilege to retouch the Thing territory, but honestly, I think the movie's not very good, but I like the very last scene, the way it leads out of it. So there you go.
Okay.
It's worth watching just for the last scene, as stupid as that sounds. But
I'll have to check it out. It's one of those things where I'm like kind of afraid.
I get it.
Doing remakes or prequels or touching into my movies that I love.
That's why I haven't watched the Suspiria yet. Yeah, totally.
There you go. Yeah.
But I get it, man. It's worth checking out. I like Elizabeth Winstead, I think her name is. I'm a fan of her. So there you go. So I think it's worth watching, but it's it's not great, but there you go. And that's our list, you guys. I got to ask you, what do you think of our overall retro? What do you think of our looking back list?
Brilliant, superb. That's great.
It's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah. I like a lot of I don't know. I think we touched on every important groundbreaking horror movie. That's the thing I got.
There's one that we missed.
Did we miss
Talk
anything?
to me. Yeah. That was going to be my next question. What are the omissions? I know the original Exorcist isn't on our list.
There's one
Aliens.
that stood out to me that we missed.
Yeah,
Carrie.
Carrie, yeah.
Carrie.
Oh, yeah, Carrie.
Right?
And another Stephen King, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That final scene in that. Will stay with you forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
Sissy Spacek. I love Sissy Spacek anyway. I think she's a great actress. But, yeah, Carrie was John Travolta, by the way, in a super young role. Remember? John Travolta was an asshole in that. Yeah, what else? What are the glaring omissions? Oh, Pet Cemetery.
Yeah. Yep, that was going to be on my list, too.
That was so close.
Yeah.
Because that one everybody can relate to in a way. Like you can't, everybody wants their, to bring
their pet back, or
their cat,
child,
their dog, or their child. Yeah,
right.
Sometimes that is better.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna get a little heat on that. Probably a little heat on not having aliens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
I still cringe. That movie, I still cringe every time the little boy runs into the road. Every time.
Oh man. Yeah.
Pretty
hey, great soundtrack by the Ramones too. That doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Stephen King was good for that. He always had good soundtracks, man. So he was a rocker. He's a rocker. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed our retrospective, bong hit and wine-fueled look backwards in time at the greatest horror movie of 1995. Fuck yeah. And you guys, man, I want to thank you both for joining us for it. It means a lot to me, for real. On a personal level.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was so great.
Thank you, because this was so much fun. We haven't done anything like this. This is what we love to chat about, and our band. We love it so much that our band is just fueled by the horror stuff. So
I don't want to overlook that, man. Tell everybody out there, like, if they're not already following Casket Robbery, what do they got to do to make sure that they are going forward?
Just CasketRobbery.com. You could even just Google Casket Robbery. We're we're everywhere. So you can find us pretty easily.
A very awesome YouTube channel. You guys have a great Facebook page. You guys do great horror movie viewers with listeners and shit, which I think is a lot of fun and awesome.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We have a group on Facebook where we chat a lot about horror movies. We watch horror movies together, hang with our fans.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are very, very interactive, and I love that about you. One of the many things I love about you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. So all you Metal-O-Maniacs out there, join and follow Casket Robbery today. And I'm asking you now, on record, you're being filmed. Will you come back and do some more shit with us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm compiling my list already.
He's already got the next list.
It's like more than halfway done.
All right. Hey, we got a post-95 list to do, and I think we should do a specific comedy horror crossover thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love that for sure.
Yeah, I know. We won't. Yeah, don't spoil it. But I know what your number one is too on that one. we could cover some ground, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to hold you to it.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Very cool.
You guys rock, man. Thank you for joining us.
Let's not wait very long for the next one.
Yeah.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? The sooner the better.
The jaw broke and got in the way of us last time, but no, going
Yep.
forward, we'll get right on it. Fuck yeah.
I'll try not to punch him in the face. Again.
I'll see. You see that? See that? She kicked me in the jaw, and there you went. No. Fuck yeah. Well, let's get into some metal and let's get into some jams. But man, you guys rock. I love you to pieces for this.
Thank you so much. We love you too.
Evil, that's all, bitches.